Yeah. What is going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hopefully, you guys are having an amazing morning. I've definitely had some type of a morning, if that even makes sense. You guys know, bro, dude, I've been working literally all night on the web. Guys, yesterday I ended up working for almost 15 hours straight working on the website. Insane. Insane. And guess what? We're gonna launch today. And I've kind of told myself and my friend, I'm like, dude, we can't launch today. We're not done. Even after 15 hours of extra work, once we thought that we were done, we're not done. So we're gonna launch it on Monday instead. But yeah, guys, dude, I'm tired. I am tired, guys. Oh my goodness. Anyways, that's not important right now. We'll get to that later on. Let's get straight into the markets because we have a pretty interesting open. Right, we have quite a few setups. We have quite a few things going on this morning. So today is definitely going to be a pretty exciting day. Hopefully, to get some stuff working, to get some setups, to get some trades, to get some make some money, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So let's get straight to it. Right now, let me make sure that my stream is live on YouTube. YouTube, what is going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, we can get a trade today because we didn't yesterday because the market was not slow, just not very setup presentable. All right. So let me just quickly put out here that I am live trading and that I am live trading again. One sec. Boom. There we go. But yeah, guys, unfortunately, I know a lot of you guys are probably waiting for the website to be released today. But like I said, we're not. You guys know how I am, bro. I'm like, what's the word? I think it's called a perfectionist. I think it's what I like everything to be perfect. Like I do not like to rush anything. So yeah, the website, it's ready and it works like perfectly, but there are a few little things that you guys probably won't even notice that I'm noticing that I want to fix before we release. All right, it's how I am. You guys know I it's just the website's not gonna come out then, bro. Come on now, bro. No, it's gonna be out on Monday. It's just a few things that we have to fix. It's like a handful of things, but those handful of things turn out to take a few hours to fix, and it's already 9 in the morning, which is when we were planning on making it public. So yeah, that's not gonna happen, right? And we're not gonna do it tomorrow because for those that don't know, the markets are closed on Friday. So if we release tomorrow, then you guys probably aren't gonna use it until Monday, anyways. I mean, yeah, for those that don't know, the markets will be closed for July 3rd. Obviously, the next day is 4th of July, right? So yeah, we're not releasing it tomorrow either. I would have, but there's no point. I mean, you guys aren't going to be using it on Friday because the markets are closed. If you didn't know, now you know. All right, guys. I think I said it in yesterday's stream as well, but yeah. Anyways, let me open up my YouTube stream here on my other computer so I can read my YouTube chat here. YouTube, what is going on, guys? Good morning. All right. Someone say here, what liquidity do you mark again? Sorry, I'm new. You're good, bro. If you want, you can just. I don't really have too much time to explain because we are approaching a setup. But just if in the meantime, if you want to just copy and paste all of my levels, feel free to. I mean, these are the levels that I'm going to be using today, anyways. Now, let's get back into the charts because we're actually moving pretty aggressively. All right, guys. Now, first things first, before I actually talk, let me actually prepare this. So give me 1 second here, because if we do end up taking shorts, there is a setup from yesterday that we did want to take that we never ended up approaching, but we are now. So we could probably use it. All right. So let me just prepare that just in case. And I can start telling you guys the game plan that I've had since the pre-market session, which to be honest, I wasn't really expecting too much selling pressure, but I guess we're getting it now. Anyways, okay, so I got to be quick because we are selling off really, really hard and we're pretty close to the entry model. All right, guys. So first things first, what are we doing? Well, let's check the news, okay? Let's check the news. What's the news website? Forex Factory. Okay. Looking at the news website, guys, today we have quite a few things going on. The main thing going on is the 10 a.m. news, which is ISM manufacturing PMI. Now, if you were to ask me, this typically doesn't do much to the markets, but you really never know. Sometimes it really does affect the markets. All right. So what am I going to say? Well, if we don't find a setup, which is very unlikely because we're looking dumping right now, but if we don't find a setup by like 10, 11, 10, bro, by 9:50, 9:55, we're not trading until 10. Why? Because we need to make sure that this news is out of the way, right? Why am I saying that we can't trade before 9:50 or 9:55? Well, guys, most times, anytime we take a trade, it typically plays out in about 10 minutes or less. So if we take a trade like a 9:40 and it take, especially with today's volume, I mean, we should be able to see the price targets in a few minutes before the news comes out anyways. All right. So yeah, I'm giving us a filter past 9:55 or so, no trades until 10. So like a 5-minute window. All right. Okay. Next. All right. Next thing going on. The market is dumping down. We are bearish below this level of liquidity here. So I'm going to put here, hold below this DOL equals bearish bias. All right, why? Because this is the nearest drawn liquidity. We took it out during the pre-market session. We're holding below it, bearish bias. Until where? Until all the way down here at 997. How can we take this? Well, do we have good selling momentum? Absolutely. Do we have good selling pressure? Absolutely. Do we have room for lower? Absolutely. What can we use as our entry model? This huge 5 and 15-minute bullish rally gap that we created yesterday, in which it was respected right over here. Right, so what are we looking for? Well, if we have good selling pressure and good selling momentum and room for lower and a bearish bias and a bearish trend below the VWAP, we can look for some shorts below this inverse. So how can the game plan look like? Well, what we can look for is we can place a short position around 30,052, which we're only 40 points away from. We can use a 1-to-1 risk reward for about 55 points or so, just like that, which I don't know if it's a good stop loss for today, but we'll find out, right? We'll find out, right? So yeah, we can use a 1-to-1 risk reward into our price targets at 997. Then we can have PT2 all the way here at 977 instead, and PT3, which is our final price target, at 934. Okay. Now, am I saying we're going to take shorts off the rip? No, I'm not. Right, but we can definitely look into shorts if we can't hold above this bullish rally gap, in which buyers are trying to step in. Keyword trying, right? But we cannot, we can't really do much off of this, right? Because you might be wondering, okay, well, David, what happens if we end up bouncing and off this fair value gap and we never inverse the fair value gap to go lower? Can we take longs here? No, we can't. Why? Our bias is being determined from 30,282. All right, so in order for us to look for longs, we need to inverse this fair value gap up here on the 15-minute time frame at 360, which is pretty far away. All right, so what I'd rather do instead is look for enough selling pressure, inverse this fair value gap, and just take shorts off this here. If we don't get that, then we need to wait until we eventually go back above 282, which with today's volume probably isn't going to take that long, but you never know. Right, but that is the current game plan for now, guys. All right, so we're looking at a nice little trade here, right? Obviously, with today's volume, the pullbacks are a little bit scary. I mean, we are in the first 10 minutes of market open, so I guess it's okay. But these pullbacks look quite a bit aggressive. So I don't know if we should be using a 55-point stop loss for a 1-to-1, which makes the most sense, to be honest, or if we should be using a higher stop loss, like a 70-point stop loss. Right? For me, right now, honestly, I don't want to be risking too much today, just like how we did on Monday. So I'll probably just do like 55 points, just for a quick 1-to-1 risk reward into our first price target. All right, that's if we sell off. Like I said, if we end up some way, somehow, with all the selling pressure, which I just think is going to be a pullback because everything is lined up for bearish. But if we end up wait, by the way, guys, can you guys hear me and look at my screen share? Good? Like, is it working good? Yeah, okay. I'm making sure I'm not talking to a wall. All right, making sure. Okay, anyways, so what I'm trying to say is, guys, is if in the given case, which I don't believe is going to happen, but you never know, right? If we end up bouncing from this 15-minute bullish rally gap, we can't take longs. We will need to inverse this gap up here, right, which is really far away. So the only setup I'm really looking at right now, or the only setup that I'm kind of really open to, is this one right over here. All right, so that is what I'm currently looking at. All right, guys. So we're about, 50-ish points away from our entry. That's if sellers hold this. Sellers keep trying to reject this candle back down, but buyers aren't letting them. Obviously, we know why. We are in a pretty bullish 5 and 15-minute fair value gap. So obviously, this is where buyers typically want to at least try to step in. All right, which is why we're seeing buyers and sellers kind of fighting for a position, but we are seeing that sellers are gaining this control, which is a really good sign, because if we dump down, this will tell us that sellers are in control, sellers have interest, sellers have aggression, and sellers want lower, right? So how do we enter? Once again, we can look for an inverse off of this 5-minute bullish rally gap and look to target these lows down here, right? As long as the selling pressure looks very active. Now, one thing I am very scared about, pullbacks. You guys know, lately, in fact, these last few months, last few weeks, last few days, right? These pullbacks have not been very, very friendly, right? So I would say my only concern with this setup is we have a good bias, we have a good, we have a good read, we have a good everything. My only problem with the setup is obviously what is usually the problem lately, at least, is a stop loss, right? The trade looks amazing. This looks amazing. We have good selling momentum, good green to red, good seller control, good momentum. I said momentum already. Good everything, right? Everything is looking very bearish. But the thing I'm worried about is these pullbacks. Look at that. Just like that, we just pulled back like freaking 30 points, right? Literally 30 points, right? So, yeah, it could be like the trade on Monday where we took shorts off an inverse, if you guys remember, and we got stopped out in less than 10 seconds, right? Not very ideal. A little bit embarrassing to say, but that's just how the market is moving, right? So with these little stop losses, yes, you can manage some really good risk, but if you're getting stopped out in 0.3 seconds, it's not very ideal, right? So I definitely want to say we should be using a greater stop loss or a wider stop loss, but I can't do that because I mean, where am I going to base it from? This fair value gap? Nah, it's 160 points. That's too much. So I'd rather just take my chances, size light on this trade, and just size 55 points. Worst comes to worst, we can just always re-enter because we size light, right? Which brings me into my next topic. All right, if this trade ends up dumping, which at most, if we're gonna pump up here, we're probably gonna retrace into this fair value gap. If we end up inversing it, we could just look for longs up here. It's no issue, right? But if we do end up going down, guys, one thing I will tell you guys is please, with this trade and this volume and all the news coming out very, very soon, size light. All right, guys. Obviously, sometimes me saying size light is like me freaking telling, I don't know, freaking talking to a wall sometimes. You know what I mean? But with this trade, with today's volume, it's a little bit aggressive. These pullbacks are not very friendly. As you guys see, we've already pumped up I would say an estimate of maybe 100 points, 70 points. Yeah, 76 points so far. And this is a pullback. This isn't even a reversal because this candle's flipping back red, or at least it's trying to, right? So yeah, these pullbacks are not very, very friendly. Okay, so we got to be careful. All right, because so if we're gonna be working with re-entries today, which is a big possibility, right? We need to be making sure that we are able to afford 1 or 2 losses before the trade actually plays out, right? That's just a risk that we're taking today, just with so much volume in the markets. All right. But yeah, anyways, let me mark on my ES chart here just to make sure everything is running properly. Okay, so we have dual sweep there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We have some liquidity up here just so I know I have an S&P divergence here. Or if we have an S&P divergence, I can always mark it out and identify it. I can mark out that fair value gap. Okay. Everything looks good. We are getting a dual sweep here off ES. So if NQ ends up reversing, we know exactly why, right? So we can't just say, hey, NQ just had a random reversal, so unlucky. No, right now at the moment, we are basing a bullish bias from ES from the London low right over here, right? As you guys see, NQ has not taken out any nearby lows, right? Instead, in fact, the only low we took out was the one at 282 that we created yesterday at 10 in the morning, right? But if you look over at ES has a different chart, right? In this case, ES has a low at the London low here at 7510, which we took out coming to market open, and now we're trying to sweep it, right? Obviously, if ES sweeps this level of liquidity and inverses this fair value gap, we're bullish. But if ES actually retraces into this fair value gap, there is a slight chance, not the greatest chance, but there is a slight chance where the market can retrace into this fair value gap and dump lower, back below 510. And if we're able to do that, we can be super, super bearish into lower, right? Why? Because right now, the whole reason why the market is actually trying to pump up both NQ and ES is mainly because ES is the one leading it higher. ES is the one that's actually bouncing or sweeping this liquidity at the London low, in which NQ did not have. All right. So that's what we're trying to do at the moment, right? We're trying to identify, hey, can ES hold above or can ES hold below? If it holds above, unfortunately, we cannot take shorts off of the setup. Instead, we're going to have to wait for a bounce all the way back up into the 360s. Or if ES retraces into this bearish value gap, or maybe even this VWAP, and rejects back down, back below 510, this will give us an S&P bias for the shorts on NQ, and it will align more bearish for the downside, right? Just because we're bouncing now from this fair value gap does not mean we cannot take the setup later on if we end up bouncing. It just means that, the further we get from the setup, the longer it may take for us to trade it. All right. So the fact that we haven't inverted this fair value gap is a good sign. All we need is just good enough selling pressure to dump this back down into the inverse so we can go ahead and enter, which right now, as you guys see, we're actually pumping up from no DOL sweep. Once again, why is this happening? Look over at ES. ES is sweeping the London low here, right? The 3 a.m. low over here, 3:15 if you want to be more exact, right? London opens at 3 in the morning. The lowest point since 3 in the morning was at 510, making this the London low. We took it out, and now we're trying to sweep it. We hold above this, we're bullish. All right, hopefully we can get a rejection from this fair value gap to hold back down below it so we can go back bearish and take a trade. But if you guys recall from the start of the stream, we have news coming out at 10 in the morning. So if we can't get a setup by 9:53, 9:55, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait until 10 a.m. news comes out. And depending if the news is very bullish or bearish, sometimes this can cause our setups to go away, right? Because it plays out too quick or maybe too risky or whatever, right? So we need to be careful. We need an entry in the next 5 minutes, which is probably not likely to happen, but it's what we're going to need. All right, guys. So I guess in the meantime, I guess we could just watch the market here. Now, hypothetically speaking, you could possibly look for an inverse off this fair value gap. Would I suggest it? No, I would not. But technically speaking, yes, you can probably inverse this fair value gap with no DOL sweep on NQ. Why? Once again, guys, if ES is able to hold above this London low with enough buying pressure, giving us an overall bullish bias here, this bullish bias, although NQ has not taken out any lows to the downside just yet, right, other than the one at 282, technically speaking, since NQ is following ES and following the trend of ES, right? Technically speaking, since ES is bullish, you could look for an inverse of this. Now, once again, I wouldn't really suggest it because you guys know I like to be very picky with my setups. And then obviously this will not just not be a good setup, but it can work out. You know what I mean, if we pump up, we will know why, right? We will know why we have our bullish bias. But yeah, for me, I would probably just wait for a sweep above 282 and then just wait for an inverse off this 5 and 15 minute gap here. Although your price target won't be the best, maybe you're looking at like 35, maybe 75 points. Yeah, if you target this high up here, it'll be good. But if you target this up here, yeah, that's no good. Right, so we got to be careful with that. But yeah, I guess in the meantime, guys, it's just a matter of waiting. If we don't get a setup or if we don't get a dump in the next 5 to 7 minutes, unfortunately, we're gonna need to wait till the 10 a.m. news comes out first before we take an entry. It's just part of our safety rules, right? We don't want to be in a trade a few minutes before the news comes out. News goes against us, and we're screwed. All right, so we got to be careful. Yeah, right now we're still pumping up a little bit, which makes sense. I mean, if you look at ES is actually having a good sweep here. Now, if I traded ES, I would 100% take the setup here. As you guys may or may not know, I don't really trade ES. I don't like it. I don't like the way that price moves. I don't like anything about ES, to be honest. Um, so yeah. But we are approaching the view up here, so keep in mind, guys. Yes, although we are bullish on ES due to the London low DOL sweep, doesn't really mean that we're perma bullish, right? We can still reject from this fair value gap, and we can still reject off this view up and go lower, especially with news coming out in 15 minutes, right? If that news comes out to be bearish, right? You guys know news always it will always be stronger than the chart. Excuse me, hold on. So even though the chart may look really bullish, if news comes out bearish, no matter how bullish your confirmations are or your chart is, if news comes out bearish, price is going down. So although we may be bullish right now and we're a little bit far away from either of these setups, it doesn't really mean we can't get a setup. And it doesn't mean we can't take the setup either. Right? Once again, the setup is still valid, but obviously the more that we bounce from it, the further away we get from the entry and the more selling pressure we will need as we head lower, if we head lower. Right now, if we go back up, then sure, I'm not against taking longs off this either. But yeah, so far, I mean, we are pumping. We are investing this 5-minute gap in which I told you guys you could technically take. I wouldn't suggest it, but you definitely could. Why? Because ES is bullish, right? So if ES leads us higher and NQ, although NQ is technically bearish below 282, since NQ is following ES and ES is pumping up from a DOL sweep, technically speaking, this inverse or any of these two could technically work. Now, I wouldn't take it because you guys know I like to be very picky with my setups, and I just want to be making sure that if I'm trading NQ, everything on NQ should be bullish, right? So I'll probably hold off on that. Plus, we have news coming out in a few minutes anyways, so I'd rather just be more safe than sorry. Also, ES is approaching a view up, which it could reject and get very ugly. So yeah, we got to be careful with that. All right, guys. But yeah, I guess in the meantime, I guess I can read the chat and catch up with the chat a little bit while we wait for the setup, whether we dump or pump or whatever, or wait for the news. I mean, we're pretty far away from either of these setups, one being over 100 plus points away, which with today's volume, it's probably nothing. But yeah. Let me see. Let me catch up with the chat here. Let me see what we got here. We should have taken ES. Well, I don't know what you mean. We should have taken ES. The setup on ES hasn't even worked out yet. So, I don't know what you mean. David, when is the Just Dance stream? Bro, come on now, bro. Hoping for a view up projection. Honestly, yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm open to taking longs and shorts. I'm not against it. Right? If we go up, a simple sweep above 282 with good buying pressure can give us a bullish bias. Break above the VWAP, good buying pressure, good trend, good everything. We could just take this inverse here. The only problem with this is just going to be the first price target, whether we choose to ignore it or not, which we never really should, right? So we got to be careful with that, bro. Yeah, just wait for news. Yeah. I have, like I said, guys, I have this rule with my trading that if there's a red folder coming out, typically about 5 to 10 minutes before it comes out, I cannot be in a trade. Why? Because what happens if we're in a trade right now? Let's say let's say we took longs, right? And we're pulling back, we're chopping, and we're stuck in this trade. What happens when if we're stuck at the same entry and 10 minutes from now because the market chose to chop before news came out, news comes out and it goes against us. No matter how good the setup looked, if the news is bullish or bearish and it goes against us, we're gonna get stopped out. And who are you guys gonna blame? Me, right? As you know, as per usual, or at least some of you guys, right? So yeah, I have this rule, and even from my account, I have this rule where I don't trade during news or before news. I always like to wait after the news. In fact, even a few minutes after the news comes out, because sometimes the markets can pump, and a few minutes later, maybe the investors don't like it, and they actually end up dumping it back down, even though the news might have been bullish. All right. So yeah, I always like to wait and see what reaction the markets actually have. And depending on the reaction, you just find a setup in that direction with your confirmations, and you're good to go. So hey, David, you're a good dude. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. Much love, man. Okay, so longs. Well, not yet, bro. Well, I mean, we are pumping, but I mean, I hope, to be honest, guys, I'm really hoping that we don't pump too hard to the upside before news comes out, because even if we pump up really hard and we don't get the entry by 10 a.m., if we get very close to the entry, once again, guys, we still need to wait for news to come out, and we still need to wait for the reaction. So if, let's say, for example, at 9:59, the markets are like up here at 340 and our entry's at 360, we're only going to have about 20 points of working room before, and once again, when news comes out, we don't get just a 20-point pump. We get like 50 or so, depending on the news. Right? So we got to be careful with that. We got to be very careful with that. But yeah, for now, guys, still waiting on this. I'm saying, David, should I full port with a demon emoji? Yes, yes, you should full port, bro. Full port everything, bro. No risk, no robbery, bro. Someone said, "All right, I'm in 30 contracts, bro." Now, I guess in the meantime, guys, while we are waiting, I guess I can say, like, if you guys want to get some accounts on Apex, I haven't really promoted them lately, or at least in these last few days. I've been so focused on the trading. But if you guys want to get some accounts, guys, the 90% off discount is still going on. So if you guys want to get some accounts with no activation fee or anything, you guys can always use the code on the screen, which is called Blastoise, which will apply the 90% off with no extra cost. Right. So once again, if you guys want to get some accounts, you guys want to pass them maybe today, tomorrow, next week, or whatever the case may be, and get some payouts alongside me, you guys can always get some accounts on Apex. It's the firm that I use. They are 90% off right now, which is extremely cheap. And these accounts, if you choose the option, these accounts come with a no activation fee option, right? Which makes it pretty damn cheap. All right. So once again, if you guys want to get some accounts, code Blastoise, and yeah. All right, guys. But yeah, anyways, back to the chart. We're still pumping up. I mean, we're getting a pretty nice DOL sweep. ES is inversing the fair value gap, good buying pressure. Once again, if I did trade ES, I would have 100 million% taken the setup, but I don't like the way that ES moves, so I just don't trade it, even if there's a good setup or not. I just don't like it. I mean, so I rather just wait on Q, wait for the inverse to work out here, and either way, we need to wait. Even if we had the setup here, or even if we traded ES, we still need to wait for the news to come out in 5 minutes. So this setup would have been a no-go anyways. David, didn't you used to trade yes? Yes, I used to trade yes back in the days, bro. But if you guys remember, bro, anytime that we were trading yes, bro, no matter how good of the setup, bro, we would always get stopped out. Because dude, the price on yes was just so garbage, bro. It moved so slow and so like boring, bro. It's terrible. So I've come to the conclusion that I would much rather just use ES as an SMT confluence, right? For example, if ES is leading, okay, mark out your levels on ES, you could take the trade on in Q and just use ES as your price targets, right? But when it comes to entering, bro, ES is so like on and off, bro, that I just don't like trading it, bro. You can make money. Well, obviously, you can make money on anything in the market. So that's the whole point. Dude, you can even make money trading orange juice. Like I'm being serious. If you search up OJ, you could trade the official orange juice futures contract. So yeah, but you can literally make money anything in the market. Of course, you can make money off ES, bro. Like I'm serious, guys. And you can even trade corn, bro. Like, look, if you search up corn, look, corn CFD. It's a commodity, bro, and it's worth $400, bro. So yeah, you get that. Look at this, bro. Bro, freaking pumping them, bro. Bro. But yeah, dude. Of course, you can make money on anything, bro. Just because you can doesn't mean like you know, mean anything. No, I said corn with with the C, bro. I'm gonna short orange juice. Bro. All right, bro. Freaking evil over here, bro. But yeah, guys. I mean, news is coming out in 4 minutes, so I guess we're still waiting. Let's see if news comes out bullish or bearish. Right now we're in a little bit of a pickle. I don't know why I said it like that, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. We're in between two setups, and both of our entry models are pretty far away. Our long entry model is over. I mean, over 100 points away is not that bad, to be honest. Especially when news coming out in 3 minutes, not terrible. And then for shorts, we're about 100, 200 points away. Wow, okay. So yeah, we're pretty far away from our entry models. But if news comes out in one certain direction, we can definitely look to take something. As long as it pumps clean or dumps clean, we probably get something. At least they didn't say beefy. Yeah, dude, I don't know why I've been saying that lately, bro. It's I don't know. What do you suggest, end of day or intraday? I personally suggest intraday accounts on Apex. Now, one thing I get it. I know you guys are typing quick with your fingers here, saying, "Oh, but dude, intraday sucks." Guys, I understand that, but when Apex released the whole end of day accounts with the no trailing, no unrealized trailing drawdown, right? Yes, on paper it sounds like this account is a no brainer. You have an end of day drawdown and everything. Here's the problem, right? The end of day accounts are not bad accounts. In fact, they're really good accounts. Here's the thing, right? I know you guys. In fact, I have been trading with some of you guys for years, if not months, right? I know how you guys trade. I know you guys like to full port. I know you guys like to size heavy, and I know you guys like to use very big stop losses, right? I know I use big stop losses, but I size correctly, right? Although you guys may not do that, that's why I tell you guys use intraday accounts, because if you guys remember about 1 or 2 months ago, or maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I kept suggesting to you guys, hey, use end of the accounts. Use end of the accounts. Here's the thing. You guys were taking my suggestion. We were taking trades. These trades were working out, but the problem was that you guys were sizing too heavy. And here's the thing. With the end of the accounts, it has a daily loss limit of $500 to $1,000, right? Whether you're on the 25K account or the 50K account or 150K account, whatever it could be, right? It has about a $1,000 daily loss limit, which sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. But here's the thing. You guys like to size very heavy. So I can give you guys any trade in the market. The trade could play out, but if there's even a slight pullback, most, if not all of you guys, were getting stopped out before the trade worked out. So here's a given example that actually happened, right? I would put out a setup in a choppy market or a volatile market. We would have a 40, 50 point stop loss. The market pulls back 30 points and it pulls back up into our entry, and then it goes straight into our price target. What happens? I'm like, okay, guys, we're super green. The price target, we're good. I look at the chat. Yo, David, I'm red. Yo, David, I got stopped out. Yo, David, I blew my account. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? We never even got stopped out. Daily loss limit, right? So I've learned that you guys were really struggling with the end of the accounts with the daily loss limit, and I came to the conclusion that it's probably better if you just trade on the intraday accounts, right? So ever since I started actually suggesting the intraday accounts, I have never heard of anyone ever complaining about the daily loss limit. You guys have been able to hold your trades all the way. You guys are able to have more breathing room in the trades, and so on and so forth, right? So yeah. So for me, I personally always suggest trading on Apex with the 90% off the intraday accounts over the end of the accounts. Once again, I'm not saying the end of the accounts are bad. I'm just saying that they're just not the best, especially with at least your guys' risk management rules. Right now, if you think that your risk management rules are good, then get the end of the accounts, right? They're really good, right? But If you're new to trading, or you don't know how to manage risk, or you have this habit of sizing heavy on your trades, maybe it's not for you. Anyways, news coming out. Let's see what we do here. It looks like to be coming out bullish. Now, if it comes out bullish, I do need to be prepared for this trade here. So I'm gonna delete this here. Put here, hold above this DOL since we are pumping up here. All right. I don't know if it came out bullish or not. We're not really pumping. We're green. We're at the VWAP, but we're not really pumping too much. Yeah, we're at the VWAP. I think we might reject off of it. The thing is, if we reject off this VWAP, oh my gosh, okay. Well, there's a rejection. I can't take anything. I can't inverse anything here until we go down here. That's the problem. Okay, so our only choice here is probably just see more upside. The only thing I'm worried about this setup here, guys, is this setup looks amazing. I mean, once again, ES is super bullish. Actually, ES is actually approaching a level of liquidity here, so it could get a little bit messy for some more upside here. But what I was going to say was, even if we see upside here above 282 and continue going higher and higher, if we take this trade, the first price target is going to be an issue. 35 points, which isn't bad, but as far as stop losses go, I don't know what to base it off of. Maybe the drawn liquidity at 282. I mean, it's only 80 points, which, no, let me not say only 80 points. Let me see. It makes me laugh knowing David knows a lot of people watching are just full setting trades. Oh, dude, I know, bro. Dude, I'm like a freaking hawk, bro. I'm always watching, dude. I know how you guys trade, bro. Like, I promise you guys, I've been trading with some, if not most of you guys, for a few months to a few years. And I've seen your chats, dude. You guys know I'm always active in my Discord. I see how you guys trade, bro. So trust me, when I'm suggesting accounts, it's for your own good, guys. All right? I know how you guys trade. I'm just trying to save you a few dollars here. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, if you guys are gonna get some funded accounts, you know, I personally use Apex. I suggest Apex. They're 90% off, especially with no activation fee. The no activation fee accounts with code Blastoise. And the accounts I suggest is intraday. All right, guys, get those intraday accounts. I wouldn't really suggest end of day accounts. Not that they're bad. It's just I know how you guys trade. All right. Are on PA accounts? Yes, the PA accounts do have a daily loss limit. That's actually good for you, so you don't blow the account in one trade. But the evals do not have a daily loss limit, or at least the intradays don't. David, bring the vet to Naples, dude. I don't even have the vet right now. I wish I could, bro. Look, I love Naples, dude. It's a beautiful place. But dude, I haven't had that car for like 3 weeks, but it's still at the shop. I called yesterday. They told me that they ordered the part 2 weeks ago and it's still not in. So I don't know what the delivery freaking team is doing, freaking picking their nose or something. I don't know, but it's still not there, bro. So yeah. Anyways, so far, guys, looking at the markets, it seems like we are rejecting off the VWAP here, which is interesting. I actually did not expect that. And surprise, surprise, the 10 a.m. red folder news didn't really do much. So I guess we're stuck waiting a little bit more. Let's see if we can flip this candle from red to green and maybe break above the VWAP. Maybe it's a pullback. I mean, we have seen some pretty hefty green candles these last few minutes. But yeah, I mean, as far as setup goes, we have a setup, which is good. Thing is like, you know, we gotta pump a little bit more. So I guess we gotta wait for that. How much should I size on the eval? I wouldn't say take it safe. Like don't play it slow either. But like maybe like 10 contracts is pretty good. 7 to 10. You can make some pretty good. Excuse me, some pretty good money off that. Are you just waiting for the 5 and 15 minutes inverse? Well, for now, I'm trying to wait for it. But if we end up rejecting off this fair value gap, just like how we did here, here, and here, then I guess I'll have to wait for a big dump back to the downside. Because I mean, I'm gonna have to wait for this huge inverse to work out. I'm really hoping we're able to flip the candle, which we are. So if what we can do here is, maybe base our bias from not only, we can base our bias from this high up here as well, which is a rejection point before we dump down. And I guess if we can hold above 314, and I mean mainly 282, but also 314. If we can hold above this and break above the view up and get really good buying pressure, we could take longs. Like I said, the only thing I'm concerned about with this setup here is gonna be the risk to reward. because I really want to give this trade some room to breathe, just because the volume is so hectic today. Like, these pullbacks are not very friendly. Like I said, I mean, for example, let's see this right here, a 63-point pullback in the span of, well, 5 minutes, right? Yeah, in a few minutes, right? So if we use it like a 40, 50 point stop loss, any little pullback and we're out of the game, and we might have to look to re-enter, and that gets annoying, right? So I don't want to have to do that either. So, but the thing is, if I use a white stop loss into the drawn liquidity structure, our price target for the first PT is only 35 points. So we can take this a few ways. We can scale here and ignore the risk to reward, or scale some here, or we can hold full until 435. And if we hit the first price target, instead of scaling, we just trade our stop loss into this next level of liquidity here. So yeah, that's probably gonna be the best option, because I mean, I'll see. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit tricky for sure in terms of knowing when to scale. I mean, I guess we could just determine it based off the buying pressure. If it looks really good, then we're probably gonna go higher above this level of liquidity here. But you never know. You know what I mean? You guys know me. I like to be more safe than sorry. Is today breaking any rules? No. I mean, the market is moving pretty good. It's just a matter of setups. Let me see. Hell yeah, mine goes in tomorrow, and a tune for lower and an intake. Oof, not bad, not bad. For me, unfortunately, I am not doing any performance upgrades. My transmission is fucked up. So, I mean, it's not really, it's the valve body. It's just getting too much voltage, so it's skipping even gears. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of a car skipping gears, like, evenly. Maybe it's a thing. Maybe I'm just not educated enough. But yeah, one day I was driving, check engine light came up. I'm like, oh, wow, it's probably just the O2 sensor, because you guys know I have an exhaust done on the car. No O2 sensor, right? I'm like, oh, it's probably the O2 sensor. The check engine light doesn't go away. I'm like, shit. And I come to a stop at a red light. I'm like, okay, well, surely it's gonna go away soon, right? It usually goes away pretty quick, right? It doesn't go away. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's probably bugged out. I'll just restart the car when I get home. Like, turn it off and on, right? The usual, right? I start driving. I'm going in first gear. Typically, if I'm giving it light throttle, the car shifts at like 2k RPM. The car's sitting at 4k RPM. I'm like, yo, I'm not in like manual, right, or anything like the paddles, right? No, the car's an automatic. Car's sitting at 4k RPM. The engine is screaming. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. I keep driving. I eventually get to like 5k RPM. The car skips to third gear, and it launches me forward. I'm like, yo, okay. I drive a little bit harder. Car nearly red lines in third gear. I'm like, okay, something's happening. Then it shifts to fifth gear. It launches me forward again, because you're skipping the gear, right? And yeah. So I'm like, I thought nothing of it. I'm like, man, maybe it's a car issue, whatever. Everything is electronic. You know how cars are nowadays, whatever. I park in my driveway, and I think nothing of it. The next day I wake up, my girlfriend has to go to work. We're pumping up here, guys, so I'm still waiting on this, by the way. My girlfriend has to go to work, and I'm like, okay, well, my car's in the way, yeah, because I parked behind her. I'm like, all right, let me move my car out of the way, right? I turn on the car. I go in reverse. It says, and I quote, reverse gear not available. What do you mean reverse gear not available? Bro, did it grow a pair of legs and walked away? What do you mean? It literally says reverse gear not available. I'm like, what? Okay, let me go into neutral. Neutral not available. So the only gears I have is park, first, third, fifth, and seventh. I'm like, nah, are you dead ass right now? So I had to take my girlfriend to work. And the car was stuck there. So I had to tow it the next day to Chevy, and that was 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I've never heard from the car ever since, until yesterday. All right, which they told me the warranty was approved, but they're waiting on the part. So, yeah, a little life story from me, guys. Yeah, literally, like, dude, what error code is that? Reverse gear not available. Like, are you serious? I even have a picture of it, bro. Like, I'm not making this up. Just randomly, just one day, just the reverse gear just didn't want to work. Just because. Just because. But yeah, anyways, guys. So yeah, so far looking at the market still, guys, we ended up taking out this liquidity here at 314. We're still rejecting off of it. We have some good buying pressure. The momentum is definitely pretty bullish, which is a good sign in the right, good step in the right direction. We're still waiting on a VWAP breakout and a breakout above 314 with a hold above for a bullish bias. Even though we are bullish above 282, we still need to be bullish above 314. If we're able to get good enough buying pressure above this liquidity here and above this VWAP, we can still look for an inverse off this fair value gap. The setup is still there, right? So it's just a matter of just waiting. So if you guys are probably wondering, yo, David, why are you talking about your freaking car? We don't care, bro. It's just, it's just a little thing to distract us while the trade kind of heads into our direction. But yeah. Now back on the website, guys. For now that I have most people in here, guys, I was gonna release the website today, but we're gonna delay it until Monday. Final delay. I promise you. The website is ready, but there are a few things that I do need to fix is gonna take a few hours. So I'll probably just fix it today or tomorrow. Look, if you guys have ever made a website, you guys know you fix one issue, two more come. You fix two issue, five more come. You fix the five issues, 10 more come. All right. So yeah, I'm saying now I have to fix a few issues, but there's probably gonna be more that I haven't seen yet. All right. So yeah, you guys know me. I like to be perfect with everything that I do, which is impossible, But I try to be. You know what I mean? So yeah, the website it's ready, but I wouldn't be making sure that everything's ready. Plus, we never really tested it all the way. I tested the journal on stream, but I want to be testing every feature to make sure the cancellation works, the trial works, everything processes good, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, because the last thing I want, especially with that website, is some billing issues, right? Whenever we end up charging, right? I did promise you guys the website will be free for some time. While you guys test it, try it out, give us some tips, suggestions, find any bugs, whatever, So it will be free for a long time, but when the time comes, what I mean, I want to have it done now, Oh yeah, we're also working on some emails and all that stuff. So yeah, we still have some few things to do. So I'm gonna take care of that over the weekend. And either way, I'm not trying to release a website before the holidays, which is July 3rd and July 4th, because you guys aren't even gonna be using it. So what's the point? I'd rather just do it on Monday when it's a new week, a fresh week. Everyone's back, feeling good. We're ready to trade. Boom. What the hell did I just see in the chat, dude? Oh my gosh. Yo, I'm gonna turn off the chat, bro. How did you even find that, bro? How did you even find that, bro? David, the RR isn't even 1, it's 0.9. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Just move your stop loss up by like 1 point, bro. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I'm sorry, bro. 0.9. I'm sorry, dude. Anyways, we're pumping up a little bit here. Someone in the chat said, I care. Oh, wow. Thank you. Are you almost done with the car? I think it's so cool that you're building it. Yes, we put the engine in. I do have to pick up an axle, which I was going to pick up yesterday, but someone stole the guy's phone. So we have to go buy a new one. He got the phone at nighttime and it was too late. So I got to go pick it up today. And I checked Facebook and he left me on red. So yeah, the typical Facebook, right? So yeah, I have to go figure that out. Once we get that done, I should probably get the ECU in the mail today, which we need to plug in. I need to get a shifter cable for the transmission, the axle, and that's pretty much it. The rest is just put everything together and the car should be done. So yeah, today's gonna be a big day. And since I was launching the website today, I still have to go to the mechanic shop and to my friend's shop and help him with not only help him with the car, but get all the parts. So if I launch the website today, if you guys needed help during the PM session, I probably won't even be on because I have to go do a million things today. So yeah, it's probably best I launch the website on Monday once I have everything taken care of. The website is done, the car is done. I don't have to worry about that. Go all over the place and just be at my house doing everything. Right. Then, but why can't we use the journal to lock? Well, because it's not ready. Like that's what I've been trying to say, bro. Like it's gonna be ready on Monday. It's gonna be ready on Monday. This view up, dude. The thing is, we broke above the view up. The only reason why we're rejecting right now is because we're trying to sweep this 314 level, which is the rejection point. So I'm trying to see if price is able to hold above this level of liquidity, so we can maintain our bullish bias. So then we could take this inverse and just target these 4 highs up here. I'm sure we're gonna get it. It's just like price buyers are losing a little bit of interest here because we are approaching a bearish rally gap, which is normal. So why is there a freaking guy twerking in here, bro? What the dude? Wait, it disappeared. Oh wait, no, it's right here, bro. What is this, bro? I just see this in the corner of my freaking eye, bro. Anyways, like I said, yeah, we should see higher. It's just obviously the same way how we were selling off like crazy here. We approach a bullish rally gap and we bounced, right? So now we're pumping up. We're approaching a bearish rally gap, right? So we gotta be careful there. Someone said SMT. Oh my gosh, ES is pumping. Why is it the one and only time I don't take a setup on ES it plays out? Look at this, guys, bro. What? That is insane. Hopefully this happens on NQ. Because, dude, NQ is not doing shit, bro. Oh, my gosh, dude. We chose the wrong ticker today, bro. Is it still delayed? But yeah, bro. I mean, yeah. From the looks of NQ, this thing is rejecting off of 314, while ES is all happy. Freaking, oh, dude. I know ES traders are so happy right now, bro. I told you. Yes, you told me. Yes, but I don't trade ES, bro. So I'm not mad about it, right? But technically, yes, dude. Oh my gosh. You guys know me. I always use ES as confirmation, but dude, seeing the setup, this literally picture perfect setup play out, bro. Damn. Hopefully NQ could do the same thing, dude, because NQ is not doing shit here, bro. Yes, NQ is pumping up, but not as strong as ES, bro. My gosh, dude. So hopefully we can pick up something on NQ soon, you know what I mean, and get away from this view up. And you know, the view up on ES is all the way down here. It's still in the fair value gap, and and NQ's rejecting off of it, dude. What is this, bro? Come on now, bro. What's going on, dude? David, don't forget RP owns Miami and has a Lambo. You have a broken C8. All right, bro. Thanks for hating on me, bro. Like, damn. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I would prefer my C8 over a Maybach. I love Maybachs, but dude, they're boring, bro. Like, I'm not a freaking old man. Well, no, I'm not trying to call it an old man, but the whole point of Maybachs is to chill and I'm trying to go fast, bro. I'm trying to be loud. I'm trying to go fast. I'm trying to spit flames, bro. Like, what? Nah, Maybachs are cool though. I would get one maybe in the future if I have the money for it, bro. I definitely do not have the money for that shit right now, bro. I do not have more than $250,000 to spend on a freaking car. I don't even have $250,000, bro. So yeah, dude, that's maybe in the future, bro. Maybe in the future. You trying to slide me an eval, David? Dude, I'm literally telling you how I'm broke right now, bro. And you're asking for an eval, bro. NQ lazy, it's not moving. Nah, bro, that ass. I'm sure we can get the setup soon, bro. It's just like damn, bro. Seeing ES, it's moving now instead of NQ is a little bit of a pain. But with time, you know what I mean. We'll wait. We'll wait. Give us all an eval for Independence Day, bro. By the way, guys, remember, what was I gonna say? Remember, guys, on Friday the markets are closed. All right, now that I have most people on YouTube and on Discord, a little friendly reminder, guys. The markets on Friday will be closed. So do not wake up on Friday early to trade. It's gonna be closed. Why will it be closed? Guys, the day after Friday is 4th of July. We're gonna be partying, bro. We're gonna be freaking party hardy, bro. You know what I mean? Like freaking you know what I mean? So the day before a holiday, the markets are always closed. All right, guys. No, so do not trade London on Friday. No, just take the day off, bro. Do not trade. Take the day off. Enjoy your 4th of July. All right, bro. What are you doing for 4th of July? I'm gonna go to my friend's house and just chill there. We usually do all of the parties at my house, but nah, bro. Dude, I'm done, bro. We gotta do that at someone else's house right now, bro. Yeah, guys, we're pumping up a little bit more now. Thankfully, let's see if we can hold about 314 again. Get some more buying momentum, get some more buying pressure because NQ does not look as pretty as ES. So hopefully some sort of S&T flip happens where NQ takes control. So we can pop this up. Come on now, bro. They want to do silver tooth kid activities, not drive expensive cars. Yeah, bro, I'm trying to go fast. I'm trying to drift. I'm trying to be racing, bro. I'm not trying to sit in the back of a car. Not right now, at least. Maybe in the future when my back gets tired and stuff. But right now, bro, I'm trying to go fast. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Overbought? I wouldn't really say we're overbought. I mean, how much have we pumped? Only 200 points. I mean, I'm not saying we're overbought. But we are definitely getting a little bit weak around this area, which is a little bit concerning. So I don't know if longs will be the best thing ever, but we need to see how price goes up. You know what I mean? We need to see how we pump. I'm not seeing the end of this GIF, am I, bro? Yeah. Bro, guys, look at this shit, bro. I don't even know how you found this picture, bro. I didn't even know I had this picture. I remember taking it, but I don't even think I have this picture on my phone, bro. So how the fuck did you find it? I've never posted it, never done anything. Whatever, bro. You know, I'm not even gonna ask questions, bro. You guys probably have pictures I didn't even know existed, bro. So you know, it's okay. Yo, Blast, the 282 the 282 mark you got is based on what? It's based on the drawn liquidity over here from yesterday. So you can find it at 10:50 in the morning from yesterday's price action. So it was just the low that we created yesterday, in which we took out this morning, and we're basing our buys from it currently. Well, we're technically basing our buys more from 314, but we can use 282 as more of a reference. Someone say here that's little D before he became big D, and it's a picture of me as a little kid, bro. Yo, I'm gonna move on, bro. Dude, I deadass do not know how you guys find these fucking pictures of me, bro. Like deadass, bro. Like, you know that's what happens when you're on the internet. You know what I mean? I'm not even mad about it, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just surprised. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We move on. It's getting there. Yeah, bro, we're waiting for a break above 314, but it's struggling. I want to see the whole reason why we're struggling to break above 314 is because with ES leading, since ES already pumped up, but the thing is, I was gonna say, since ES took out the level of liquidity here at 550, the whole reason why we might be just rejecting down here is because since ES was the one leading, if ES gets weak, so will NQ. But the thing is, ES is not getting weak. It's still holding, or at least it's trying to hold above this level of liquidity, while NQ was full on dumping here. So I don't know what we're basing this price off of. So I mean, I'm gonna keep waiting until and see if a setup comes around, or if we get a pump or something. But it's like ES still wants higher. As you guys see, it's still holding green, and the previous candle too, while the previous candle was red, and the NQ is dumping. So what's the case here? You know what I mean? Like what are we doing here? Like, we need NQ to wake up here, real. Like, come on now, man. But yeah. So, David, do you recommend sizing heavy or heavy sizing on evals than sizing lighter when you go live? Yes, absolutely, guys. Evals, they're not meant to be taken care of like a real account, bro. It won't, you won't make money off of it. So I'm not saying full port it, but I'm also not saying play safe on it. Find the middle. You know what I mean? Size a good amount where you can make a good amount of money, but not blow the account in one trade. You know what I mean? And once you pass the eval with some sort of heavy sizing, then you size letter on your PA accounts, because this is where the actual risk comes from. And that's where you make your money from the payouts. Wrong? That's what. Well, no. The thing is, here's why everyone blows their accounts, because everyone full ports. There's a difference between sizing heavy and full porting, right? When I say sizing heavy, I'm not saying do 20 contracts per trade. I'm probably saying do like 7 to 10, right? Because your normal sizing on a PA account should be about 5 micros, which is still a really good amount of risk, right? But if you do 7 to 10, you could be making an average of like $1,000 per trade if you hold all the weight, which you should be on an eval, right? You should not be scaling out on evals. But yeah, when I say heavy sizing, I don't mean 20, 30, 40, 50 contracts, right? Yeah, but it builds a bad habit. Well, it depends, to be honest. I mean, it can go both. Remember, everyone is different. I do understand what you're saying in terms of it builds a bad habit, but I mean, it's 2 different accounts. If you're doing that bad habit on a PA account, then yes, there is a bad habit there because you keep making that mistake. But on an eval account, it's probably best. I mean, you got to think about it. The longer you take on an eval, and the more trades you take, and the less risk you take, but the wins are winning trades. Here's the thing. What was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought, bro. Oh yeah, you're leaving money on the table. You're getting all these big wins with low contract sizing, which means you're not making that much money. You're getting all these wins. You're taking all this time on an eval account, but you're not getting any reward from it. You're not making money. That's the problem, right? So like I said, find 1 or 2 good setups. Take a good amount of sizing with manageable risk to the point where you won't blow the account in 1 or 2 trades, right? And try to pass the account in 2-ish trades, right? Once you pass your eval, just simply lower your sizing. It's a physical thing, right? You guys see where your contract number is? Just move that from 10 to 5. It's that simple. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I do get what you're saying where it comes to bad habits, but it's a simple fix. Just lower your sizing. I mean, it's kind of a common sense type of thing. But like I said, everyone is different. Everyone thinks different. Maybe I'm thinking the way I would do it, but you know, everyone is different, right? But yeah, like I said, there's like a million ways to pass evals. Whether you want to take a long time on them, pass them in 1 trade, a few trades, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I would say to me, what makes the most sense: take a decent heavy size, 10 contracts or so, get 2 or so winning trades, and pass your account just like that. You know what I mean? Starting to chop. Yeah, bro, dude, this thing is terrible, bro. And the worst part is ES is literally pump. Look, bro, ES is pumping, bro. Yo, I'm down getting FOMO here, bro. Look at this, bro. Not a single red candle since the reversal. And Q is just like freaking eating shit here, bro. We literally got left in the dust, bro. Wow. How unlucky, bro. How unlucky, bro. Wow. I should have traded yes in Scotland. No, me too, bro. Or yo. Or yo. Anyways. Yeah, but it's like, bro. And you guys know for a fact, the second that ES barely dumps down, NQ's crashing down. You already know this, bro. You already know this. Watch. The second that ES has like somewhat of a decent candle, NQ's gonna dump like 100 points. Watch. 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 Or yo. Hey, what you doing? Trump speaks today apparently. Do you think that might be why we're chopping up? Um, what do you mean apparently? Send me the source. Let me check it out. How are you feeling now? What do you mean? What do you mean how I'm feeling? He talks at 3. Yeah, if it's at 3, it probably won't do anything. At least for the morning. You were sick? Oh yeah, dude. I feel a lot better, bro. I still have like a little bit of like sniffing, but that's as far as it goes. But yeah, but I feel better. I'm all energized. You know, we're feeling good, guys. We're feeling good. Someone's on Forex Factory. Oh yeah, President Trump speaking at 3. It's an orange folder, so probably not even. Yo, who is this, bro? What the heck? Get out of my screen, bro. Yeah, 3:15. 3:15. It's an orange folder. I don't really think it's gonna do much. Even if it did, it's at 3, so it'll probably start chopping like at 1 or something, at most. NFP tomorrow? Are you serious? Oh yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, last day of the week. Oh no, wait, it's tomorrow. Oh yeah, you're right. What? Yeah, guys, 8:30 a.m. non-farm employment change. Oof. Well, to be honest, lately it hasn't really been doing anything, so it's not really a big deal. But hopefully it does something this time, so we have some setups to take. Cause, dude, yesterday and today, bro, like, dude, the market has been so garbage, bro. Like, in terms of, with our strategy, there's nothing to take. we're left with nothing, bro. The only trade that we took was on Monday, and we were barely green. Or at least I was. I don't know about you guys. I did see a lot of you guys were really green on it. For those that don't know, we took a 60-point loss on Monday, and then we followed it up with a 200-point win. And that's how we've taken this week. And it's already Wednesday, and we haven't taken any other trades. Not because I didn't want to, but because I didn't find. I can't find anything. There's nothing here. The market's not moving. But but yeah, I mean, dude, look at this, bro. And then the worst part is, guys. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, guys. Um, but lately, at least for this week, Asia has been garbage, bro. Like oh my gosh, we're back to the normal Asia. So guys, unfortunately, it looks like our Asia era didn't last long. Definitely was well worth it, but unfortunately, Asia seems to have been gone, guys. We will miss Asia, guys. We will miss Asia. But yeah, guys, Asia lately has not been moving as good as it was last week or 2 weeks ago. It's been moving pretty garbage. So yeah. Um yeah. Rip Asia, man. Rip Asia. Only money I made this week is in Asia? How? We haven't moved, dude. What? So you're telling me you made money here in this market right here? You're telling me you made money here? Okay, bro. Like, you must be the best trader in the world, bro. Like, that. If you're making money here, then, bro, like, what the heck? If you can make money here, you can make money anywhere, bro. Like, come on now, bro. Nah, but like seriously though, like Asia has not been moving like how it was last week or 2 weeks ago. Like 100 plus points every 15 minutes or so. Now it's 100 plus points every like freaking 10 hours, bro. Asia was moving yesterday. It wasn't though. Are we looking at the same market? It literally wasn't. What you got one little like one little 40 point dump. If that's what you want to call moving, then I guess. But dude, I mean, look, what Asia opened at 18, right? Asia opened right here. Nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. Chop, 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 chop. Some sort of a dump. Sure. I don't know how you would. I don't know how you could have caught this dump, but sure. Let's just say. Let's just imagine you caught it. Whatever. Chop, 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 chop. Another dump at 3 in the morning, which I know most of you guys are probably knocked out sleeping. Okay. Chop, 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 chop. Another dump during the New York session, which is where we're at right now. Right. So, and then let's look at yesterday's Asia session. So let's go to 18. Boom, 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 boom. 18, right here. Chop, 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 chop. A little dump. I don't know how you would have caught it. There's no setup here, just a random dump. Chop, 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 chop. Nice pump. You could have probably taken an inverse, not bad there. Okay. Chop, 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 chop. And then pumps. What time? Maybe like at midnight, right? So yeah, it's okay, but it's not good. Like I don't see why you wouldn't label this good. Yes, it's moving something, right? But I want to see what you could trade off this. You know what I mean, so yeah, in my opinion, I don't think Asia's worth trading anymore until we go back to price action like last week. There was actually a clean inverse around 9 p.m. MST. I don't even know what MST stands for. I know it's a time zone, but there's PST, EST. What is MST? Mountain Standard. I've actually never heard of that time zone, but I guess so. Anyway, hold on. Let me close my door. Actually, guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna check my front door to see if my shifter cable actually ended up getting delivered. 1 sec. All right, guys, I'm back. Nothing. My bad if I took long. I had to go to I had to open my girlfriend's phone to see if Amazon delayed the package, which they didn't. So it should be here soon. Hopefully not at nighttime though, because I'm not trying to drive over there right now. I mean at night. But yeah, I mean we're getting some sort of. Oh, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys something. All right, look at this. You remember when I told you guys the second that ES gets a little bit of selling, NQ's dumping? Okay, well no, ES look he got a lot of selling here. But yeah, well NQ's dumping now. So let's see if this approaches us into something. But we'll see. We will see. Now, by the way, guys, one thing I will say is, guys, um, now that I have most of you guys' attention here, guys, you guys know I'm always running discounts with the premium. Once I launch the website on Monday, I'm turning off this discount. Like, I'm not doing discounts anymore. Like, maybe I will, but not as often. All right, guys. So if you guys want to take advantage of this discount before I turn it off on Monday, I'm deleting. Like, you see this button right here? I'm clicking this delete button. I'm deleting the code. All right, guys. So if you guys want to use this discount, which includes a $10 for the monthly premium, it includes a free month and the indicator as well. Feel free to use this code. Once you get it, DM me your WAP so I can add the days. And yeah, on Monday, I am turning off this code. So if you do want it, if you guys want to use it or whatever, feel free to use it. All right. I'm gonna send it here on YouTube as well if you guys want it on YouTube, so you can actually watch the streams with no delay. So I'm gonna send it on YouTube as well. So if you guys do want to join, feel free to. Once again, I am turning off that code on Monday, and I'm probably not gonna do a discount for a while because I do want to focus on the website. All right. So that's gonna be my main focus. All right, obviously, I'm still gonna be live trading. Nothing's changing, but I'm just not doing discounts anymore, or not as often, at least. All right. So once again, if you guys do want to join, I'll send the link in the chat. If you guys want it, here it is. All right. Once again, it's 80% off the monthly premium, which is $10. It will give you a free month of premium included and the indicator. Just DM me your WAP username, and I'll add the name. All right. And if you already DM me before and I didn't get to you, feel free to resend your name, so I can check it out. Maybe I just missed the message. Hold up. Okay, now one thing I will say, guys, is one of the messages I have to copy and paste every 3 seconds is, guys, if for my people on YouTube, mainly for my people on YouTube, if you guys are buying the premium, please make sure don't go into the chat saying, yo, I paid and I can't see the channels. Well, you can't say that. Well, you know what I mean? But there's a reason why you can't see them. You need to link your Discord to your WAP. It's all done automatically, right? So on your WAP account, when you purchase something for any Discord, whether it's RPs or mine or I don't know, TGRs, I don't know, whoever's, right? If you don't have your Discord linked to WAP, the bot that actually auto links the roles, it can't see your username. So it's like, okay, well, who do I give it to, right? So always make sure that that you follow the instructions. I went ahead and put it here in the trading chat. You simply just click this link, click your profile, and just go to connected accounts and just link your Discord, and you should automatically get the premium roles, just like that. Pretty simple. All right, guys. If you don't do that, then you won't be able to see the premium. All right, and you're gonna think I scammed you when I didn't. You're just not doing it correctly. All right, guys. So please make sure of that. All right, guys. It's pretty simple. It takes 3 seconds. Anyways, right now we are low-key dumping a little bit lower, guys. We are working with a little bit more of a bearish bias below 314 and 282. But as far as setups go, I don't really have much to really take here. We could take a continuation model off this. I wouldn't be against it, to be honest. I'm going to mark out this fair value gap. Is it even a fair value gap? It should be a fair value gap. Yeah, 70 points for sure. So I'll mark this out. If we get a retracement and a rejection off this, we could try some sort of short into 87. I'm not too sure if this fair value gap will get in the way because we filled most of the fair value gap already into 87. So we could probably look for a retracement with good selling into like a breakout here and just put our stop loss at the drawn liquidity at 282. Unless we want to pump here and just chop. That's also a possibility, but we'll see. All right. But yeah, well, this candle still has 3 minutes left. Let's see if we can even hold this for value gap or if you want to chop. I'm really not trying to tell you guys that we're going to stay cash for another day. I really want to give you guys a trade. But if that's what we're going to have to do, if there's no setups, then so be it. You know what I mean? We have setups. That's the thing. It's just price isn't really going anywhere. At least NQ isn't. ES definitely is. I mean, as you guys see right here. But NQ is definitely not moving. So please, NQ, do something so I can give out some content. Please, NQ. You know what I mean? Like damn, bro. What does stay cash mean? Staying cash means that you just protected your capital. You just didn't take any trades, right? So anytime you guys see me say, yo, I'm going to stay cash today, or you guys see me say, yo, guys, I stayed cash today, that pretty much means I protected my capital. Like I didn't put any money into the markets. I didn't take any trades. I mean, it's a common saying in the trader space or trading space or whatever you want to call it, right? So yeah, a lot of people, everyone pretty much says that, right here. I can even search it up for you. Right here. What does staying cash mean in right here? Look right here. So staying cash or going to cash or whatever, you're gonna hear staying cash. It pretty much just means you're holding your portfolio in liquid cash. Pretty much just mean like you're not invested into anything. Like no NQ longs, no NQ shorts, nothing. You know what I mean? Can you use in a sentence? Yo, are we in middle school, bro? Spell this word and put it in a sentence, like bro, like what? Anyways, I mean, I don't know. Yo, guys, I'm staying cash today. I mean, I'm not taking any trades. But I guess that's how you say it. Can I get the word, bro? Like, yo. Anyways, let me see. Someone's here. We use so buns. I know some people can work on it, but I can't do anything, so I quit. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. I do it every now and then. For myself. I've always been that type of guy that's like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna do it, and I tried it. I definitely do like the feeling, but yeah, I personally don't rely on it. I feel like if you have good self control, I feel like you can use it. If that makes sense, bro. Yeah, like I said, Noon, just DM me if you haven't already. But I don't know. I mean, I do it. I do it on weekends, like every now and then, and only when I'm with my friends. Because dude, like it's a pretty good time, bro. Like you're not worried about anything. You're not working. You're relaxing. You're laughing at everything. It's pretty chill. You know what I mean? Now if you're relying off it, quit. You know what I mean, if you need it to function, bro. Like I knew friends from high school, bro. Like the freaking the circle thing in the bathrooms where they all smoke. Like, bro, if you guys were in high school these last few years, you know what I'm talking about, bro. David, it won't let me DM you. It's your settings, not mine. So change your settings. But yeah, bro. Like I knew people in school that dude. If they're not sober, bro, like they're a freaking robot, bro. They're like blank, dude. So yeah, bro. Like if you're that type of person, bro, quit. But if you can manage yourself, you have some self control. Maybe use it here and there to enjoy some time with your friends or whatever, or enjoy a moment, whether you're um I don't know, on a walk or something. I don't fucking know. Then yeah, I mean it's not bad. You know what I mean? But yeah, I personally do it, but not too often. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. Like I'm not like, I mean, on it like 24/7. Like I'll just do it like on a Saturday or something. Like if I'm chill, relaxing. I have an addictive personality. I use weed every day. All of last year, this weird. The thing is, okay. Here's the thing. I feel like, at least for me, I've always thought like, if you do it every day, you're gonna get used to the feeling. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, are you really even feeling good anymore? Like, are you even feeling it? Because you're so like used to it. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you take like I would say like 2 week breaks every time you do it, it's gonna punch you in the face. Like, dude, that high is gonna like literally sock you in the face, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what feels good. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Nah, it will make me feel like shit over time. Oh yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, shrooms is where it's at. I'm not gonna lie. I low key want to try. I've heard some pretty good stories. Like it's pretty good. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I mean, you live once. You know what I mean? I've always gone by the saying, you live once, bro. Like live your life, bro. Like I mean, I do stupid shit all the time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I want to try it maybe once. Maybe no, I'm not doing that either, bro. Bro, but no, here's what I want to do, bro. Here's my dream scenario. Switzerland, bro. Look. If you guys were born in Switzerland, you guys live in Switzerland, bro, you're living my dream life, bro. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Look, Miami's all good, whatever, Florida, it's amazing. Bro, I want to live in Switzerland, bro. Look, if I were to ever move out, bro, Switzerland, bro. It is so beautiful, bro. Oh my gosh. Dude, I dream of living there, bro. You live in Switzerland? Dude, how does it feel to live dude, forget about the cars, forget about all this shit, forget about the parties in Miami, forget about the yacht, bro. Fuck all that, bro. I want to live in Switzerland, bro. I'm a nature type of guy, bro. And one thing that I love, at least while I'm, doing it and, enjoying myself and everything, is a beautiful cinematic view with music. Oh my gosh, bro. But the thing is, dude, Switzerland is so expensive. Like, I want to go. I wanted to go for my birthday, but dude, it's so expensive, bro. Like, I'm not trying to drop like $6,000 on a freaking vacation, bro. No, not doing it like that, bro. Not like that, dude. Like I mean, like I don't want to sit on stream because like you know what I mean. But you know what I'm saying, bro. But yeah, bro, I want to go to Switzerland so bad, bro. If you guys live there, oh my gosh, bro. You guys, bro, send me pictures, dude. You'd fuck with Spain. Spain is the most. The thing is, look, I've been to fun countries like party countries. I live in Miami. I'm used to all that, bro. Like the beaches and the parties and all that, and the resorts and the paradise view. Bro, I don't want that, bro. I want mountains. I want snow. I want grass. I want hiking. I want all that, bro. I'm tired of the beach, bro. Dude, I lived by the beach my whole life, bro. I live in Miami. You know what I mean? Wyoming. I've heard really good things about Utah, Wyoming. Colorado is also very good. I went there one time to Aspen. Very expensive. I don't think it was worth the price, but very good time. But dude, Switzerland, bro, nothing compares to Switzerland, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. I want to go so bad, bro. I mean, maybe if I get a payout, bro, my birthday's coming up, I can splurge a little bit, I definitely want to go there like at least once in my life, bro. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime experience. Not once in a lifetime experience, but I don't know, bro. Who knows? Maybe if I make it very good one day, maybe I get like a little vacation home over there, bro. That's my dream, dude. I did. I don't care. If anything, bro. If I'm being honest with you guys, bro. Um, what's it called? Um, Dude, I would literally sell my car, my Z06, to go buy a house in Switzerland, bro. Way better. Way better, bro. I can't even drive the fucking T8, bro. Things been shopping for 3 weeks. Let me see. David, tell us your worst high story. Dude. I've only had one, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. I was dead ass paranoid, bro. I was paranoid, bro. I don't know if you guys want to hear it, bro. I mean, while the market dumps here and we approach the setup, I could probably tell you guys that it was bad, bro. I mean, it wasn't bad, but like it was trippy, bro. Like, dude, when I woke up the next day, I'm like, yo, what the fuck just happened, bro? It was like I think it was my it was like my second time doing it. Dude, it was crazy, bro. David, please see the gap at 184. I see it. I see the gap here. I see the gap here. I'm not taking it because we're inside of another 5 minute fair value. I mean, yo, hey, yo. Um, I'm not taking it because we're inside of another like huge fair value gap. So I gotta be careful with this. So if anything, I'm waiting for a dump into 87 to see how we hold it, and then we take it. Or maybe a retracement to this 15 minute. Dump incoming. Yeah. I mean, we are low-key dumping right now, but yo, low-key, we could have probably taken shorts off of this fair value gap projection here. Nah, dude, you guys know me. I don't even like continuation models all that much. I do encourage trading them, but I don't use them that much. David, you should go. You should do snowboarding. I've tried it once where I literally busted my ass, bro. Yo, I literally thought that snowboarding was all fun and games. You know, like, oh, you fall in the snow. Oh my gosh, like snow angels. It's all soft. No, bro, dude, I fell and I literally, bro, I fell on my ass, bro. Oh my gosh, dude, I couldn't sit for like the next week, bro. Dude, yo, guys, if you guys have never been snowboarding and you're gonna do it, bro, please understand that ice. There's two types of ice. There's powdery ice, and there's rock hard ice, bro. Do not snowboard on rock hard ice if you guys are starting off snowboarding, bro. It is not very fun, guys. Please, bro. I literally almost broke my ass, bro. Like dead ass. Yo, and I got it on video too, bro. I have the video. I had to find it. But bro, my mom's recording me. I'm like, bro, like this is gonna be, bro, this is light work. Like, you know, I'm losing balance. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fall. Oh my gosh, whatever. I fall, bro. Never again. Yeah, guys, we're still waiting on a setup here. But let me see. Pack snow is deceptive. Looks pretty from a distance, but hard as yeah, bro. When I fell, because okay, look. Here's the thing. When you guys fall, you're bracing for impact. You're expecting yourself to get hurt. I'm like, oh, guys, it's all fun and games. Like if I fall, oh my gosh, snow angels, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, I was on the floor, and bro, I had the freaking snowboard like glued to my feet, so I couldn't even get up, bro. I would get up and I'll fall again, and it will hurt more. Bro. David, what's the bias and why? Right now, we have a bearish bias from a fair value gap projection, VWAP projection, and a draw liquidity sweep from 314. So I'm trying to get a trade going. We could have definitely taken shorts from this fair value gap projection here, but I don't really like to trade too many continuation models too much. So I'm personally waiting to see if we can sell off a little bit more below 30,087 to kind of refine the bias, whether it's going to be bullish or bearish. And depending on the bias from 30,087, we're waiting for a potential bounce or inverse from this massive bullish rally gap. From this rally gap, we can find ourselves our trade. But we need a little bit more selling pressure to go ahead and approach this level of liquidity down here at 30,087. All right, so that's what we're waiting on at the moment. There's nothing on the 5-minute time frame to find any setups. We do have a fair value gap here on the 15-minute, which we could potentially use as a retracement model before we see 30,087 with this bearish bias here. But with so much selling pressure coming in, we're probably going to see this level of liquidity before anything. So we're just waiting, bro. We're just waiting. We are just waiting. Bro, David, come to Colorado. Dude, I would 100% go again. The thing is, bro, yeah, it has mountains and everything, but bro, nothing compares to Switzerland. So look, if I'm gonna spend an arm and a leg, which we all know Colorado is not that cheap, it's very expensive, I might as well just book a flight to Switzerland. It's way better, in my opinion. Way better. If you want, I can sync you with my banker. You can have a Swiss bank. Yo, I heard Swiss banks are like a million out of 10, bro. I heard they're super good. I don't know what the benefits are with them. Maybe you're just more protected or something, but I heard they're really good. Austria is good as well. I have to check it out. I've never really looked into Austria. They don't leverage your money. That's cool. Who the hell goes to Colorado to snowboard? Have shitty food with no flavor. I will agree, the food was pretty bad. I mean, it was like, dude, I mm, I took my mom for vacation for Christmas like a year or two. I think like yeah, 2 years ago. 2 Christmases ago. Dude, for like three chicken tenders and fries for two people was like $50, bro. I'm like, yo, are you dead ass? They're like, oh yeah, but you can't even leave because if you leave, you lose your ticket. I'm like, bro, so I'm forced to buy this. Yep. So yeah, but no, I'm not. The thing is, I didn't. I went to Aspen to snowboard, and to be honest, bro, it wasn't that bad. At least for beginners, it was my first time doing it. Um, but I don't think the mountains were that bad to snowboard. It was a pretty enjoyable experience. I would if you guys live in near Aspen, or maybe you've gone to Aspen, or you live in Colorado, maybe you know what I'm talking about. But I was snowboarding in the mountain next to the airport. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called like Buttermilk Mountain. Pretty interesting name, but I think that's what it's called. It was pretty neat. It was pretty cool. How much was it? Bro, I don't even want to say the price, bro. The only reason I did it was because one of my mom's dreams was to go to Aspen and see snow and go to a mountain and everything and try snowboarding. So I'm like, you know what? Let me be the nice son that I am and book my mom a trip. I was thinking like this before I looked at the price. Me being all excited. I'm like, Mom, let me book you a little vacation. Let's go out a little bit, right? And we're like, all right, let's book the trip, dude. We're going to Expedia, bro. Freaking $9,000, bro. I'm like, yo, no, yo. I was making the speed face, bro. But it was too late, bro. I'm like, bro, I already made the promise, bro. The money will come back. So I spent it. Now, was it worth $9,000? No, it was not. And not to mention the freaking. I don't think. I know snowboarding is a pretty expensive sport, but I don't think chairlifts for 3 days should be $700. Right? I mean, maybe you guys snowboard a lot more than I do. I've only gone once, but $700 for a chairlift for 3 days? Nah, bro. And I had to do it because it was the only mountain nearby. $700, bro. Should have gone to the membership. No, the membership was $2,000, and I was leaving in 3 days anyways. Bro, I don't know what. Well, to be fair, Aspen is known as like a lot of rich people go there. Um, If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure when I went snowboarding, Jeff Bezos was actually getting married in Aspen, so I was probably neighbors with freaking Jeff Bezos, bro. But yeah, he was there. Like everyone was talking about, like, oh, you're like, oh, bro. I ended up seeing when I was snowboarding over there. You guys are not gonna believe it. It's so random. I ended up seeing what's it called? I ended up seeing what's her name, Chris, Christian Christine Rock Blueface's what's it called, baby mama or whatever, with her son, like the newborn. And bro, I looked at her because I don't really think anyone like recognizes her, but I was looking at her like I was staring hard, bro. And then she's looking back at me. I'm like, yo, is that her? And I didn't realize I was staring for like a solid like 10 seconds, bro. And she's looking at me like, yo, like, what the hell are you looking at? But it was her, bro. Some said, ew, that girl. Nah, she's definitely improving herself now. She definitely went through some shit in her life, bro, with all that shit, bro. But she's definitely self-improving, that's for sure. But yeah, I ended up seeing her. And the reason I knew that is because she had the goggle on, but I did see that big face tattoo on her face, and I saw her baby. And she had like the same body shape as what I would have imagined. So it was definitely her. But I didn't say hi to her or anything. I'm not really a fan of her or anything, anyways. But dude, I mean, she's on vacation, bro. I'm not trying to freaking bother her anyways. You know what I mean? We're all human, you know what I mean? We're trying to do our own thing. Go to Denver. What's in Denver? What is Aspen? It's a place in Colorado for like like mountains and all that stuff. I went to No, I've only been to one mountain, or actually no, two. I went to one in North Carolina, which I think is called um I forgot what it's called. From someone who lives in Colorado, Denver sucks for real. Damn. Grandfather Mountain. No, I forgot what it was called. No, no, it wasn't that one. I think it starts with a B. In North Carolina, yes. Big Bear. I think it was something with bear. What was it called? It was a pretty good, dude. You have to like go up that whole mountain. No, it's not Boone. What is it called? Um, Wait, I have a picture. I can just look at the picture. Hold up, guys. One second. By the way, guys, we're still waiting on on the setup. So, I'm still waiting, guys. I'm still waiting. It's already 11? What? But yeah, guys, I'm not getting you off stream until I get a setup, bro. I don't want to stay cash again, bro. All right, hold up. Let me see if I can find the picture of the mountain. I don't know what phone I took the picture on. Oh, definitely here. Okay, hold on. Oh no, it's on the other phone. Wait, no, right here. Beach Mountain. That's what it's called. Beach Mountain. There it is. That one. That one. Yeah, bro. That one was really fun. It was $80 for a lift for a lift, which is amazing. Better than $700. For 3 days, dude. That mountain is cheap, really fun, better than Aspen. And the only downside to it is, I guess, since it's so cheap, um, a lot of people go. So like, dude, like you're bound to crash into someone. I definitely crashed into someone. I don't want to talk about that story. Better than Aspen? Yes, for sure. Yeah. It's cheap. It's a little bit of a drive, I will say. But yeah, it's really nice. The one thing I feel really sketched out about it is when it is snowing, you have to drive up the mountain. So, dude, if you have the wrong tires on the car, bro, GG's, dude. You're going off the cliff, bro. And I'm being serious. I'm not even joking. Because if you guys have ever gone to what is it called, Beach Mountain or Beach Mountain or whatever, you guys know that you have to drive up that long ass mountain all the way to the top, bro. And once you get higher and higher, bro, the roads get very slippery, bro. Not very fun, but we made it. So yeah. You don't like skiing with the what is that even supposed to mean? What's a riffraff, bro? Like a crowd? No, bro. It's a safety, bro. It's a safety hazard, bro. I'm gonna crash into someone, bro. How many North Carolina people are in here? Yo, my family lives in North Carolina, or at least some of them. So I go to visit every now and then, and when it's snowing, I just go over there to chill. There's another Swiss mountain, dude. I want to go to. The thing is, I don't want to go when it's snowing. I want to go when it's like spring. I think right now you can go and you can see the grass, and I want to see green, bro. I want to get fresh air, bro. Maybe I book a trip for August. Now that I'm thinking about it, bro, I can probably request a payout, spend some of that money, you know, instead of spending on the cars. You know what I mean? But I love cars, so come to Oregon, dude. I heard Oregon was amazing. I actually have some reels from Instagram saved to go to Oregon. So far, guys, nothing yet, bro. It's already 11, bro. The market's just still trying to dump down, but nothing yet, guys. Nothing yet. Yeah, what's up? What's up, BJ? Big into outdoors? I want to be. I'm not as big as I definitely want to be, dude. In fact, dude, I stay at home like 99% of the time, bro. Like the only time I go out, bro, is whenever my friends are planning a hangout, which is practically never, like maybe like once a week. So most of the time, dude, I'm at home just bored, just playing games. So I definitely want to change my life a little bit. But the thing is, since I'm so locked in with the Discord and all this work that I do with the website, the Discord, managing DMs, taking trades, being locked into my setup, I don't travel as much as I definitely want to. Like I have friends like Karabi where this dude is traveling like every other month, and I definitely want to be like him. But I feel like I'm so like focused on my craft that I just choose not to. Like I don't know if you guys know this, but if you guys have been OGs with me, you guys know that anytime I go on vacation and I try trading on vacation, it never goes good. Like I'm just not in my mindset, if that makes sense. Like I'm not in my space. I don't feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Like I like to be in my house on my setup, on my computer, not my laptop, and I focus better like this. You know what I mean? So every time I go traveling, bro, like you guys might imagine like you're David, like you trade from home, you're your own boss, you have your own hours, like you do your own thing, you make your own money. Why don't you just travel and trade? I've tried that. I've I've tried that. Trust me. I've tried that, but I can't I just can't find my zone, bro. I no matter how much I try, I just can't focus. So if you guys want my best work, I have to sacrifice some time, just stay at home. You know what I mean? And just work. You know what I mean? So maybe for the next few years, I'll stay like that until I can like finally lay down on the Discord. Obviously not give up on the Discord, but just not like maybe I hire traders, that can alert for me, or I don't know. That's not my goal right now, nor anytime soon. But I don't know. Things change. You know what I mean? But for now, bro, someone said on YouTube, yo, don't go to Oregon. I hate Oregon. My ex girlfriend is from there. All right, bro. I'll be sure not to go there, bro. I'll be sure not to go there. And if I do, bro, I can egg her house if you want to, bro. I always got my viewers, bro. I got you, bro. Let me see. As someone who's from Utah, we have a lot of good hikes, but the state is heavily ran by LDS. What does that mean? LDS. I thought. Did you mistype LSD? No, it's a drug. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. LDS. What is LDS? Oh, a Mormon. What's a Mormon? What is that? Like, is that like an animal or something? Yeah. What is that? I've never heard of that. Hold on. Remember, guys, I'm from Miami, so please. Mormons are members of the Later Day Saint movement. Is that what it is? Oh, oh, I see. Okay. I mean, what does that have to do with me, bro? Like, are they gonna freaking kidnap me or something, bro? I see. Now, I've never heard of them. Like, seriously, we don't have that. We don't have them. Them in Miami. So, David, let's go to Russia. Oh, no, I'm good, bro. I'm good, dude. Someone said they're just a little too much. What is that supposed to mean? Let's see. I've been learning a lot about sailing. Look at some cool comments, solar panels, and everything. Okay, I don't trust sailing too much, to be honest. Look, the one thing I don't trust in my life that I will never get on, no matter how much money you can pay me, I'm never getting on a helicopter. Never, dude. Never. Never. I'm never get. Dude, I have heard so many bad stories about helicopters. They're the most unreliable. The most. I could be wrong, but nah, man. I don't trust helicopters, dude. I don't. Kobe scared you? Nah, I mean even before Kobe, there's just like a gut feeling that I get every time I look at a helicopter. I just don't trust it. Even before Kobe, even before Oliver Tree, even before all of that, I've never trusted them, bro. I've really never trusted them. I always hear so many accidents from helicopters. Like you would imagine, right? Helicopters is a flying thing, the same thing as planes. The thing is, planes don't really have the same what's it called fatality rate, if that's how you say it. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never trusted helicopters. And the thing is, I have members in here who drive helicopters. Like I've had a few people say, "Yo, I own a helicopter or whatever it's called. I can offer you a drive." And I say, "Yo, look, like, I'm not lying to you, bro. I'm no nothing against you. Don't take it too hard, bro. But I just don't trust them. You know what I mean? It's not that I don't trust you. I don't trust helicopters, bro. I'm not taking my chances, bro. I'm good. No setup anywhere. No, we have setups. It's just dude, the market is we're stuck we're sandwiched. We're stuck in between a bullish setup and a bearish setup, and it's already 11 o'clock, dude. The time today has been flying, guys. But guys, I promise you, the last thing I'm trying to do today is tell you guys I want to stay cash. I'm gonna stay on. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna stay on until setup comes, but I do want to get you guys a setup, bro. I do not want to stay cash for another day, bro. I need to give you guys a trade, or I don't need to, but I want to. I mean, you guys are here to catch trades. You know what I mean? But if nothing is presented, then and he wants to dump it. Yes, denying it. What is ES? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, bro. We have a fat SMT, bro. Jeez, dude. ES is way above high of day, and NQ's. Oh my gosh, bro. Hold up, guys. Wait a minute, 1 second. Hello, guys. All right, there you go. Anyways, we're pumping up again. Let's see if we can approach a long setup again, bro. Oh my goodness, dude. On the bright side, we are getting an MSS model on the higher time frame, so that's good. For a bullish bias and bullish trend. So we can put your MSS model. Um, that's one really good sign, actually. Question is can we hold this? IFG, yes, but the thing is, we don't have a bullish bias. We can't take it. I'm not gonna take longs when we have a bearish bias below 314. This could just be a pullback for lower. And the view up is right around the corner, anyways. I mean, maybe it's a good amount of points away. Yeah, 40. I mean, it's all right, but yeah, no, we don't have a bullish bias here, so I can't really take much. Dave, what's up, cats? What's up? What's up? Blast that bearish rally that just got inverse. Yes, I know, but like I said, guys, I don't have a bullish bias. I need a bullish bias above 314. If not, this could just be a pullback for lower because we're bearish at the moment. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I'm a fiend for a trade. Me too, bro. Me too. Trust me. Me too. I'm waiting for a trade. Right? But we still gotta wait. I mean, we're first of all, NQ has not been moving at all today compared to dude. ES is oh my gosh, ES is puppy. But what is this, bro? Dude, what? No, bro. Yo, I'm dead ass getting FOMO, bro. Bro, guys, we had the most perfect setup on ES here. We didn't take it because we don't trade ES. It pumped into our price target, then another price target, and now another price target. And we're here stuck trading NQ when it's not moving, bro. What is this, bro? Like, what is this? Someone said RP is shaking his tongue right now, bro. Hey, yo. Dude, like, why? Bro, we literally got left in dust today in the markets, bro. I'm not mad about it. Typically, NQ is the one that always moves better than ES. But damn, bro. Today, it was the opposite, bro. ES has been moving better than NQ today, bro. Oh my god! And dude, look, we're still pumping, and NQ is just doing nothing, bro. What is this? Someone said RP doesn't even trade. I, excuse me. I feel like RP is very what's the word? Preservative? Is that what it's called? He's very like he's very picky, which is a good thing. You should be you should be very picky when you're trading. Because I mean, dude, we all know, right? I'm sure we all know. Not every day will be a trading day. You know what I mean? So I don't blame him. When he says his cash, maybe he just didn't see anything. I mean, it's no big deal. Yeah, exactly. Now I don't know if he said that today was a slow market. Shit, I don't know about that one. I mean, dude, we're here crying because we missed the whole setup here. Well, we didn't miss it. We weren't gonna. We don't trade ES, but I mean, if we traded ES, I mean, like damn, bro, today's market was definitely not a slow market. We're just watching the wrong one. You know what I mean? It's now look, if we don't get a setup or if we don't get any movement on NQ by like 11:30, I'm gonna ask you guys this question. All right. Before he was trading live and he was posting trade recaps constantly, now he like trades live and never takes the trade. I don't know. I mean, dude, I don't know. Freaking stage fright or something. I don't know. Don't say it. I'm gonna say it. If we don't find a setup on NQ by 11:30, would you guys be down? I mean, if we don't get a movement on NQ by 11:30, would you guys be down to trade yes? Yes or no? Please say no. I don't want trade yes, but I'm open to it. It is moving really good. I can't. We can't deny that fact. Most people are saying yes. Oh, dude, I don't have good rules for ES. Like I'm not so familiar with the price and how it moves. We do have setups, that's for sure. But dude, NQ, please just move, bro. Like, dude, just give us a setup here, bro. Please. Seriously, NQ, please. I don't want to trade ES. I really don't. But if I have to, I will. See, I mean, ES is dumping here. I mean, we are getting the old sweep off 564. Are we all time highs? No shot, right? Oh no. Oh my. Okay. Never mind. Oh my goodness. Okay. What I was gonna say was I thought we were all time highs. We're definitely not all time highs. So okay, we're getting a pretty heavy rejection here. I almost said beefy again. From 564, giving us a more bearish bias. We are forming a fair value gap here, and NQ is not doing anything. But like, dude, what is this, bro? I might just take this trade on ES, bro. I might just have to. But the thing is, I just don't trade ES, bro. So I'm just not familiar with it. Blast, can we trade Dow Jones? I mean, I've considered it, bro. I've heard Dow Jones is not even all that bad. But dude, who the hell trades Dow Jones, bro? Dude, I'm not reading that in the chat, bro. Dude, I looked away because I got a message, bro. Dude, I cannot read that in chat. Look, I want to react to it so you know I read it, but I cannot read that in the chat, bro. Next question, bro. Next question. Anyways, um, okay. Next question. Is there a question anywhere? Okay. Um, bro, Alex saying, "Are you single?" All right, bro. Freaking, bro. Anyways, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we? Yo, I'm looking really tempted to try out shorts on ES. The thing is, I just don't trade ES. I don't know if I want to take it. How many points is it's surely it's a fair value? Yeah, it's like actually an exact fair value up on the 5 minute. The thing is, I don't really trade ES, so it's like, and also has a very bullish momentum, so this could just be a pullback. I don't know. A part of me wants to hold off and just wait until NQ eventually has a setup, but a part of me also wants to try to trade ES. But I know if something goes wrong, I'm gonna call myself really stupid and regret it. Because ES is moving way better than NQ today, that's for sure. And we have a setup here with the DOL sweep. No selling pressure, but it could step in. I think I just maybe wait for I think I just maybe wait for NQ. We have a setup, it's just we need more action. I just don't want to. I just don't want to tell you guys, yo, let's stay cash again. You know, that's gonna be boring, bro. Even though it is part of our rules, if there's no setup, there's no trade. But I mean, 2 days no trades, bro. Like, come on now. I gotta put out something at least. You know what I mean? Even if it's a quick scalp. But I also don't want you guys to lose money. So obviously, I'm gonna make sure that everything is good. If not, then I have to say no trades. But yeah. And we're pumping back up again. Okay. Oh man. Don't break your rules. Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm not. I'm probably not even gonna take ES. I never really trade it. It is moving really good though. But I'm more focused on NQ right now. Oh, by the way, one thing I will say, guys. Um, what the hell is that? Yo, this is what the chat turns into when we don't get any trades, bro. Like, oh my god. Okay. Anyways, quick question: is anyone in here holding JEPQ by chance? The dividend. Me. Okay, we got one person. I am okay. So, guys, good news. Really good news. So, with the market being so volatile lately due to Trump and war and this and that, JPQ has this month, right? If you guys look at the JPQ chart, you might be wondering, yo, why did we gap down so much, guys? JPQ yesterday, last night, ended up releasing their monthly dividends for this month, guys. They paid out the most money they've ever paid out, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. They usually pay out like it's nothing crazy. I'm not gonna make it sound like anything crazy, but they usually pay out like 55 cents, 54 cents per share. This month they paid out 64 cents per share. So you're making like a lot more money for the month, right? So yeah, very good news with JPQ. So if you guys are holding it, the next few days you should get the money to your bank not to your bank to your investment account on what you got paid for the month, which is 63 cents per share. So for me, I'm holding I think 2,400 shares, which is a lot. So let's just say an estimate of like let me see 24,000 shares. I mean 2,400 shares times 0. It was like 638, I think. Let me check. It was they paid an exact estimate of six of 0.63658. So if you round it, pretty much 64 cents, right? But 636. So you multiply that by one sec, let me see. Calculator. Okay, so you multiply 2,400 times what was it? 6 3. What was it again? Yo, bro, my brain is farting, bro. 638,653. So I'm getting paid $1,532 this month for just holding this stock. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm definitely gonna be booking a vacation for that one, guys, because your boy is burnt out, bro. I've been working on this website. Me and my friend have been working on this for a while, bro. So I think it's time for a little vacation, bro. Like a little weekend getaway. So I'm gonna be using that money to do that. So yeah. So whenever I get paid, I'm gonna book it for this month. But yes, it's pumping again. And guess what? NQ is doing nothing. Dude. Did you see my question? Sorry. I have not seen your question. Let me catch up with it. Real quick. Sorry. Okay, let me see. How do you feel about the 3 IPOs today that will affect NQ because ES is approaching the New York high and our P said it's likely to reject off that high? Let me reread that because I did not understand that question. How do you feel about the 3 IPOs today? 3 IPOs? Which IPOs are being released? Today that will affect NQ because ES is approaching the New York high and our P said it's likely to reject off that high. Well, it's probably going to reject off that high if it ends up rejecting, which we don't know yet, because it's a high, it's a liquidity area. I don't think it's going to reject just because 3 IPOs are being released today. But I didn't even know 3 IPOs were being released today. Which ones are being released? I don't think it's because of that though, even if it is a good reason. Anyways, NQ is pumping up here. I'm assuming ES is probably ripping heads. Yup. As we imagine. Now, on ES, I actually don't have any other level of liquidity above 567 until 599. So if we hold above 567, 6 7, real funny. Yeah. If we hold above 567 for some time, we should be perma bullish on ES until the 599, unless we go back down below 567. But as long as ES is able to hold above this level of liquidity, there is nothing stopping us until the 600s, which means that NQ should, technically speaking, have a lot more room for higher. Now that we don't have to worry about ES potentially rejecting, and making NQ go down, right? So yeah. Can we long? I would definitely be careful right now. We're at the VWAP. We are still bearish below 314. We need more buying pressure. We need more momentum. We have the MSS model, which is a really good sign. Definitely a step in the right direction. Bro, that is literally my cat, bro. Like same pattern, same everything. But we are looking popping up a little bit. So maybe we can take something here. Let me close my door. Cookie, what's up, bro? You just chilling? What's up, baby? Cookie. Bro, my cat wants me to follow him, bro. he wants I don't know. I don't know if you guys have cats, but for my cat, bro, they have this thing where like they want me to chase them. And then dude, they do like some parkour on the couch and they just start scratching the hell out of it. So my cat came out to me, meowing at me, looking at me so I could chase him. And then he starts walking away and looks at me so I can follow him so he can go run. But I'm working, bro. So, man, I want to spend more time with him, but I gotta get a trade going first, man. However, we're the vibe, but not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. We need one more push here. We're getting some good momentum, but I just don't feel comfortable taking a trade in today's market like this. I mean, dude, look at the 5 minute time frame, bro. This thing is literally garbage. So hopefully we can get something good soon, but yeah. When they're happy with the litter box, they lead me to it. Dude, no. When my cats are unhappy with the litter box, they take a shit right in front of me, bro. It's bro. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like, why are you doing this right in front of me, bro? The last time they did it in their toy box, bro, and I had to throw away all the toys. It smelled like freaking piss and shit, bro. Anyways, guys, we're pumping here, so let's actually start locking in. I'm not trying to talk about cat poop and pee, bro. Anyways, all right, let me see where I can first off base my stop loss from. I could probably, like I was probably gonna do a 1-to-1, so maybe like 75 points. Maybe do like 4 to 5 contracts, so I can give this trade some room to breathe. How many points are we averaging per candle? 50, 36, 60, 60, 85. Okay, yes, I feel like a 75-point stop loss would not be bad, and it would line up for our 1-to-1 risk reward on PT2. We gotta be careful with PT1 though, because if we take this inverse off the 5 and 15 minute and we pump up literally only 30, 35 points depending on our entry, we're gonna hit PT1 in which we could reverse from, which could be a little bit of a headache. So I don't know if we should be scaling out here or maybe trailing our stop loss. If anything, maybe we could scale out and just trail the stop loss, but that would ruin our risk reward. So it can go both ways. I would say if you guys want to scale there, go ahead. I'm probably gonna scale there. Maybe like 1 or 2 contracts and then just hold the rest for PT2, which would be the 1-to-1 risk reward area. And then we go from there. Because the thing I'm scared about is we take longs here and then we pump up into this high here, which is the high before the rejection. As you guys see, the market dumped, pulled back, found this high, and then dumped down even harder. And then we go back down, especially with the way that NQ is moving today. It's not very secure. I feel like any little level of liquidity will affect NQ. So unless we get like a random mega pump to the upside, I do believe that, if we take an entry off this and we see PT1 here, there is a good like 60-40 chance where we could see some sort of a pullback or a full-on reversal from this high here. So yeah, I would probably suggest scaling out here. The only problem is the price target. I mean, the point. But if you don't really care about the points, it should work, right? For me, I don't really care about the points all that much. If it hits a price target, then I take it. The stop loss could be a little bit of an issue, but we can definitely hold for a 1-to-1 into the 400s or the 430s. So yeah, let's see if this can actually hold. ES is still pumping, I'm assuming. Yep. I mean, I'm assuming the whole reason why NQ is going up in the first place, I'm assuming, is mainly because of ES. So yeah, if NQ is pumping, I'm sure ES is as well. Now that ES is pumping above 567, we don't need to go bearish, or we don't need to be worrying about a bearish bias unless ES sweeps back down below 567. And anything above 567, there is nothing stopping us until 599. But if you go on the higher time frame, we do have a massive fair value gap here in which it could be a little bit of an issue. But with all this given buying pressure coming in, I don't know how much of an issue it will be. Maybe we just go through it like the fair value gap never existed, right? So yeah, that's a potential risk hazard, I would say. But as long as everything looks good, we could take it. And if I take this trade, guys, I will probably take it with like 4 or 5 micros. I'm not trying to over risk with this market today. It's not the best market, not the cleanest market. And we are definitely trading the weaker index. As you guys can obviously see, compared to ES and NQ, not the strongest, right? So if anything bad were to happen with ES, NQ will take the hit 10 times harder. So if anything bad happens, it's better that we're not risking as much on the trade, right? So I'll probably do like 4 or 5 contracts. Either way, the stop loss is pretty hefty, right? It's like, what, 75 points? It's what I'm going to have to use for a 1-to-1 anyways. But yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. All right, so I'm still open to taking the setup. Price is still rejecting off this fair value gap, so I don't know what we're going to do off of it, but we'll see. All right, we will see. And there are other potential opportunities that we could take to the downside. which I'm still open to taking. For example, we don't need to wait for this massive gap here to get inverse, because if we get a strong rejection from this drawn liquidity sweep again into a fair value gap rejection, to a VWAP rejection, and we inverse this 5-minute gap here, we could probably take short into the fair value gap or into this candle wick down here for over 100 points. So if anything, we can also take shorts. It's not a bad idea, especially with ES approaching this bearish fair value gap right here. It can go both ways. So let me lock in real quick and prepare something just so I know what to do real quick, guys. So give me 1 second. Because the buys can always change. We don't have to be like perma bullish. Because right now, in fact, we're actually getting a pretty strong rejection. So let me see. So if we take shorts, because yeah, if anything, we've rejected off this fair value gap already. I mean, we did make an MSS model, so maybe not the most secure rejection, but if we do get a rejection off this fair value gap again, with the drawn liquidity in the VWAP and very strong selling pressure, which it doesn't really look that strong right now, we can work with a fair value gap rejection, deal a sweep VWAP rejection into an inverse onto 5-minute in 4 minutes from now. Oh, this is the 15-minute. Oh shit, I didn't even notice. But either way, we have to wait 4 minutes for this fair value gap to hold. But we can look for a 15-minute rejection to the downside of an inverse. So shorts here can also work, and we could put our stop loss, I guess, at the candle high. I mean, we could base it at 314 or maybe a more secure stop loss. Let me see how far away it is. Please don't be too far away. Please don't be too far away. 90 points. Are you serious? Okay, maybe we could just do 70. All right, we're gonna do maybe something like this at the structured stop loss here, which is where we're basing our buys from. And then just target this candle low down here, which will be this one right here. And this candle low as well down here, which is the low of day. That's if we're bearish though. Obviously, right now we're kind of trying to pump up on the 5-minute time frame. But if we don't end up holding this inverse and going back down into a DO sweep, we can look to inverse this 15-minute gap. It is not a bad setup. And we have room for lower. In fact, a lot of room for lower. Over 106 points. Right? So that's a possibility. But we'll say that as a plan B setup. We don't need it right now. All right? But if we do end up taking it, let me have my price targets all written out just in case. I mean, I don't want to be all over the place if the market just randomly dump. So we can have 2 price targets there, which would just be these 2 right here. And then the stop loss, we can just base it at 30,314 for short, if we take shorts, which I don't know if we will. And then for longs, we could do the same thing, just off this right here, put a 70-point stop loss. So like right here, right? And then we could just put our targets up here. I really have to use the bathroom, guys. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'll be back. Okay, back. Anyways. All right, how many contracts are you going to take with this long if you take it? Maybe like 5, to be honest. I was going to do 4 just because the stop loss is a little bit wide, but with our price target being, with our first PT being at 35 points, I don't really think four contracts will make us much money. I'm not saying we're going to take full profits here, but this definitely has to be a scaling point, because if you look at the 5-minute time frame, it's a rejection, pullback, high, rejection. So this is a valid level of liquidity here in which it could get respected in the markets. So I'm a little bit worried with that level. In terms of scaling out, I just don't think we're going to make as much profits with this trade. Yes, you could take the risk and hold past it, but the thing is, the markets could, especially with NQ being so weak, the markets could definitely reject off this high here, right? And the last thing we want is a 30, 35, 40-point trade to go back red, right? So I'm personally going to be scaling here if we do see it. But I definitely want to hold most of my contracts for this price target above up here for a 1-to-1 75-point price target. All right, so that's probably what I'm going to be looking for. All right, guys. But in the meantime, let me just organize my chart real quick, just so I can have everything all organized. So let me show you the stop loss is good. So if we do take this trade, our stop loss would be 75 points, not 70. 75 points. Hello? There you go. I got an email. Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, 75 points. Right, so our stop loss would be placed at 384, not 383, 384, right? Price targets would be 395, which is a 35 point, then 435.25, then 47.75, and then 53.75. Okay, so I have all the price targets all lined up, stop loss placed, and two longs. Okay, so make sure that the alerts right we're not correct. The last thing I want is to put out the incorrect alert with this trade. All right, now if I like I said, guys, with this trade, it's a little bit risky just because price isn't the best today. The setup is there, the confirmations are there, we're above the view up. It looks really good, but size light. Not because the trade setup looks bad or anything, more because of the stop loss. I mean, I don't want you guys sizing full with a 75-point stop loss just because we're aiming for a 1-to-1 risk reward off the second price target. All right, so be careful with that stop loss. All right, I'm personally probably gonna do like 5 contracts, so probably risk like $600 on this trade or so, which I'm totally down for. And if this trade setup doesn't work, we can always flip our bias back bearish and work off this 15-minute fair value gap as well. All right, so that's like a nice reassuring thing, just in case the market randomly sells off, just because NQ feels like it, which it kind of looks like it's the case today. But as far as everything bullish goes, we're above 315. We have some pretty healthy momentum to the upside on the 5-minute time frame, some good buying momentum. We have some pretty decent volume. We're above the VWAP. We have an MSS model right here, a bullish one, by creating the main low, higher low, main high, higher high. We have room for higher. I don't know about ES. I'm a little bit worried with this fair value up on ES, but I'm gonna trust it because it's been pumping up all day. So yeah. But yeah, now the last thing we need is just simply a red to green candle flip, which we should get in 3. Well, I'm not gonna count it down. I don't know if we're gonna flip, but you get the point, right? So if we're able to get a candle flip from red to green here into an inverse, we're pretty much ready for the entry, pretty much, right? So I guess we'll just wait on that. We should get it though. I mean, like I said, the buying momentum looks pretty healthy, right? I mean, if you look at the 5-minute time frame, it's MSS model made, higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Everything looks pretty bullish here. We're above the VWAP, above the level of liquidity, bullish bias, and ES is pumping, allowing to seek higher. We have room for higher. So we should at least see 395. But we need a pump, which we should get right there. Candle flip. Beautiful. All right, let's start hovering over the buy button. The famous words, guys. Let's start getting ready for this. All right. Let's start getting ready for this. Now, we got to enter quick here, guys, because once again, our first price target is around the corner. So if we get a late entry, we're not going to make any money from it. All right, so we need to enter carefully but quick. We can't get like a 10-point late entry because then we're going to have a 20-point price target, which is not very ideal with the 70-point stop loss, right? So maybe here I'll probably scale out like 2 and then maybe just take full profits here for a 1-to-1. I'm not sure how I want to do it. I don't even know if I want to scale here. Depending, I'll probably base it off my entry. I'll probably just take the risk because what we could do here is if we pump up and we're not up too much at this 395 price target, we can simply not scale, hold full until 435, and just try our stop loss. So if the market ends up rejecting off this, we're not going to be risking as much as what we are at the moment, if that makes sense. For me, I know my trading style. I'm probably going to scale out up here. But I'll see. I'll see how what my entry is and how I'm feeling with it. If the buying pressure looks good and all that good stuff. But so far, guys, no entry. Obviously, we have not inversed the fair value gap. We're getting close to it, but we're getting like a last second rejection, which is good. I'd rather get the rejection now than when we're in. You know what I mean? So that's a good sign. You know what I mean? All this could be is maybe like I was gonna say a 5-minute retracement, but we don't have anything on 5-minute. But yeah. See if we can get, I guess, another red to green candle flip here. I mean, we got it here, but it held for a second, and then we're back red. So far, nothing yet, guys. So far, nothing yet. But like I said, I'd rather get the pullback before we enter rather than when we enter. You know what I mean? I'm going to give it a few more minutes, see if we can hold this, and then we'll go from there. Cookie. Hello. What you doing? You want the window? I got you. There you go. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess not. Like I said, the volume at the moment, guys, it's not that good. If I'm being honest, it's okay. Like we're not going crazy, but we're also not going too slow. At least I don't think we are. Okay, so this candle's 36 points. This candle's 50 points. Yeah, so if we get one good candle in our direction, we should be able to see PT1 in like 5 minutes. We just need like a push here, into the inverse. Like we barely missed it here. Like I said, I'd rather we pull back now before we enter than pull back when we enter. I mean, so we don't freak out and think that the trade is going against us. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's see if we can work off this. And if not, like guys, like I said, if this trade doesn't end up holding and we go back below 314 and we dump or whatever, we can always resort to plan B, which is or even if we don't take the trade, like if we dump down off this fair value gap and we reject with good selling pressure, we can also look for an inverse off this 15-minute here. It's not bad. I know it doesn't look like any crazy setup compared to this one or this one over here, but it's not a bad setup. So to be honest, if we reject here off both ES and NQ, back down to a bearish bias below 567 on ES and 314 on NQ, and back below the VWAP, I'm open to switching my bias. I'm not married to a bullish bias. Yes, I'm bullish right now because obviously we're getting some buying pressure and 314 and everything. But if we reject off the top of this fair value gap, good selling pressure, break below the VWAP, healthy momentum to the downside, shorts off this is not bad either. Right here. But we'll see. Maybe for now, I'm gonna give the market the benefit of the doubt and just think that this is a pullback back into 314 before we go higher. Who knows? But if not, like I said, I am open to shorts off this right here if we reject. Because once again, guys, first of all, ES overbought. Second of all, ES in a massive fair value gap, right? ES, I keep saying ES very aggressively. But if ES goes back down below 567 and we dump down, this kind of confirms a bearish fair value gap projection, selling pressure, overbought, bearish bias. And that's why it's leading NQ lower, even though NQ was bullish literally a second ago. So I'm not saying anything, but look at the selling. I mean, like I said, I'm not married to a bullish bias. I would definitely flip my bias if we go back down below 314, and which is what we're doing. All right, so let's see if this is going to be a VWAP projection. If not, maybe it's a full-on reversal back down because of ES. Once again, whatever ES does, NQ is going to follow no matter how bullish or bearish it is. That's what it's been doing all day. Right, so if anything, now that we're below 314, we can delete this chart right here for now, since we're not going to take longs below 314, and maybe focus more on this 15-minute inverse over here. Right now, I don't know how secure it is because obviously today's price is a little bit all over the place. Right, one moment we're pumping, one moment we're dumping. But I'll leave these two on the chart here, just so you guys know what we're looking at. Right, so I'll leave this here. I'll put my stop loss at, what was it, 75, like that. Right, so we could do one of two setups. We hold below 314, we dump down below the VWAP, we take shorts off this into these lows down here. We retrace into the VWAP, we bounce back up, we flip the candle back green on the 5-minute time frame, which is what we're trying to do. We go back into the inverse, we take longs. If the longs don't work, we can always resort to this setup as a re-entry model into a bias flip. Right, because remember, we're basing our stop loss from a bias flip. Right, so if we get stopped out, we go from bullish to bearish or vice versa. Right. So we have two potential setups that we could take here. The only thing I'm worried about is the lack of volume, that it's not the worst, but it's not the best, right? And the lack of momentum that the market has in the, or at least NQ, right? We've all seen NQ today, not the cleanest, not the cleanest chart. That's for sure, right? So there's a lot of things that can happen here, right? So obviously, I'm gonna make sure that we choose the best one. I'm personally leaning a little bit more towards shorts. I guess I'm saying that right now because we are dumping from both fair value gap projections back into a bearish bias below this drawn liquidity here, with the fair value gap below and below the VWAP, right? But once again, I don't know because we haven't broken below the VWAP, so this could just be a simple retracement before we seek higher, right? Because on the lower time frames, although we are selling off a little bit and confirming more of a bearish bias for the moment right now, right? The overall momentum and the overall trend is pretty bullish, right? Because obviously of our MSS model right over here, right? We have our main low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and this could just be a higher low into the VWAP before we see the inverse, right? So we're waiting on that. We're gonna see how that goes. Googie, what's up, bro? I wonder if my Amazon package got here. I doubt it. I would have heard it. But yeah, for now, it kind of just seems like this could just be a VWAP pullback. I mean, we are bouncing from the VWAP up at the moment. We're not really like ripping from it, but we're trying to bounce from it. So maybe that's something. But like I said, even if we do get longs, I'd rather we get the pullback now than later. You know what I mean? It's later, it's a lost cause. You know what I mean? because then we're gonna be running the trade. We don't know how big the pullback will be. We can get stopped out, re-enter, the whole headache, right? We're not trying to deal with that. So I'd rather we get the pullback now, whether we dump 10, 20, 100 points, I don't care. We get the pullback now, we go back up, and then we take the entry straight into the price target. That's what I'm trying to do. All right. And it's about to be 12. So price could definitely slow down a little bit more at the moment. So I would be lying if I said I wasn't worried about that. You guys know typically lunch hour starts at 12, and that's typically when, just the markets slow down, right? Until like 1, and then past 1, the markets, they don't really pick up the volume anyways. I mean, so typically on most days, after 12, the volume just shits itself. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyways, let's see what we can do here. So ES is retracing this level of liquidity here. Like I said, this could just be a pullback. The market isn't moving aggressive enough for me to tell you guys what's a pullback and what's a reversal off the bat. So we need a little bit more price to do its pricing to know what it's doing. You know what I mean? For at the moment, it looks like it's a pullback on NQ into the VWAP and on ES into the level of liquidity with a bounce. So once again, I don't know if we're bullish. I don't know if we're bearish just yet. It's really hard to tell at the moment. You know what I mean? Because we're right on top of 314 and right on top of the fair value gap. Now, if we get a nice impulse to the downside, just like that, a little bit more. Come on. One more impulse. Come on. You're right there. Come on. Oh, I guess not. Okay. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? A good impulse could definitely lead us to taking this short off this 15-minute fair value gap. But let's see what ES is doing, and it's still holding bullish. That's one thing that worries me. It seems like NQ wants lower while ES is holding the selling. It's not really selling off. And we all know that with ES leading the markets today, or at least at the moment, no matter how much NQ wants to go down, if ES goes up, it's gonna tell NQ like, yo, like I'm your big bro, you're not going anywhere. I mean, you're gonna do what I do. You know what I mean? So I'm a little bit worried with that. So before I enter shorts, I want to be making sure that ES is able to hold below 567, which is our most recent level of liquidity taken out. And as long as you're able to hold below it, we're bearish on both NQ and ES because NQ is already bearish, right? We're holding below 314. But with ES leading, I'm a little bit worried that even if we take shorts, if ES wants to go up, no matter how bearish NQ is, ES will lead NQ higher, no matter what. All right, so we got to be very careful with that. So before we enter, let's make sure that we're able to hold below 567 with enough selling pressure to make sure that ES also wants to go down. Because at the moment, it doesn't really look like it wants to go down. It just looks like it wants to pull back before it goes up, right? So we got to be careful with that SMT. All right, guys, so we're still waiting, guys. We're still waiting. Yep, there's a bump. So it looks like excuse me. Hold on. Australia on ice. It looks like it was a pullback for now. I mean, we're not really doing much, but you get what I'm saying, right? So let's see here. I mean, so far VWAP bounce, not the cleanest VWAP bounce, but we definitely are getting something. Hold back above this drawn liquidity. We're back bullish, and then we can just resort to this game plan here. All right. Now, one thing I will say is for my people over on YouTube, if you guys are waiting to follow my alert from RP's channel, I will warn you guys. I am going to send the alert if I take this trade, but there is a 99% chance that you will not get notified for that alert. Why? If you guys may or may not know, on Discord, with big servers like mine or RP's, you're only allowed to add everyone every 10 minutes. And I'm getting a notification every 2 minutes from, I'm assuming Money Motive. Yep. Every other 2 minutes from Money Motive, with an alert. So if I add everyone, since he already added everyone already before I did, you're not gonna get notified unless he alerted it 10 minutes ago or more. But I doubt it. I mean, so yeah. So one thing I will tell you guys over here on YouTube is if you guys are gonna follow the alert and you see the chart getting closer to our entry, just open up the futures. I mean the alert channel and just watch it through there. All right, because once again, you're not gonna get notified. All right? I don't think you are. All right, I will at everyone just in case, but I don't think it's gonna send out that notification because Money Motive just keeps sending out at everyone's. And I don't think he knows this, but he sends it at everyone every 2 minutes, and I don't think he knows that it's not getting sent out to anyone. Like no one's seeing that alert. You know what I mean? It's only every 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So yeah. So for my people on YouTube, just be aware. All right, guys. So once again, you see the entries that I want here. Once you see price approaching to it, you can always just put the stream on the side and just open up Discord and see when I answer if you want to follow. All right, guys. We are getting a pretty good 5 to red. I was gonna say 5 to red. A green to red candle flip here. Let's see if we can hold below the VWAP. What is ES doing? Dude, ES worries me, bro. Because yeah, NQ wants to go down. Like it's pretty bearish, or maybe it's just messy and it just I don't know. But ES wants higher. So I'm gonna be very careful if we do end up going lower, because obviously I don't want to be taking shorts while ES leads NQ higher, even though NQ is bearish. I mean, I gotta be very careful with that SMT. There's been many times where it stopped me out, and I've regretted it every time. So I gotta be careful with that. All right. But yeah, come on, ES, just down, bro. Just go down, bro. You've been going up all day, bro. Like, come on now. Stop being so greedy, bro. Just go down. And also, I hope we get this trade soon, dude, because it's about to be 12. I have to go to the mechanic. Actually, I can't even go to. I need I need Amazon to drop off the package first. Let me check if the guy on Facebook responded while you wait for the setup. Facebook, please respond. Damn it, dude. He left me on red, bro. Whatever, dude. I'll just double text him or quadruple text him again later on. Whatever. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do here. ES is still bullish, bro. Just I needed to break below 567 first, because NQ wants lower. It keeps trying to break past previous candle lows. As you guys see right here, we're breaking below the VWAP, breaking below the drawn liquidity, fair value gap projection, room for lower, looking for the inverse. The whole reason why we're not dumping now is because ES is just not letting it, bro. Look at this. You see how ES keeps going up? ES is breaking highs while NQ is breaking lows. So it's one or the other. One is going to take control, and I think it's going to be ES. That's why I'm so skeptical with shorts. I feel a lot more safe taking longs, even though ES might be overbought, because ES does not want to go down. The most we're getting is a retracement. You know what I mean? So yeah, we could take shorts on NQ, but we just need to make sure that ES is dumping, because if not, then I'm not taking it. I've had, like I said, guys, I've had many times where I've tried trading an SMT on NQ and ES, and ES takes over every time and it stops me out, even though NQ is looking super bearish. So I definitely don't want to make that mistake right now. We are approaching the setup, so hopefully ES can pick up the selling soon. So we can confirm the bearish bias as we head into the entry, because we are getting closer and closer to this entry model here. So I was like, money he should be kicked out of the Discord. Space is just random and he spams way too much. I don't know if he sucks. I don't really look at his alerts, but yeah, I will agree, dude. I get a notification like every 3 minutes from that guy, bro. The thing I don't understand about him, and I'm not hating or anything. Like, I'm not trying to make something like that. But dude, he alerts at like 5 p.m. Like, dude, the markets are closed. Like, look, let me show you guys. That's the one thing I don't understand. Look, let me show you guys. Look, yesterday. Wait, no, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. Look, he said here FOA 200% gainer. He doesn't show the contracts. He shows the high of the contract at 1250, but he alerts at 437. The markets are closed at 4. You can't sell options past 4. So I don't get what he's doing here, but yeah. Once again, I don't know how he alerts. I don't look at his trades. I don't really care. If it wins, it wins. Whatever. But yeah, bro, he sends a lot of alerts, dude. Like it's not bad or anything, but like if I need to put out my work and all that stuff, I can't send out notifications because I can now because it's been 10 minutes. He alerted at 11:35, and it's currently 11:47. So it's been past 10 minutes. So if I alert at everyone right now, it will send. So you guys will get notified. So let me see if Franz. Okay, yeah, 9:40, 9:50, 9:50. I got a ping here. Announcements. 10:13. Okay, yeah. So I can alert. If I send an alert, you guys will get it. So that's perfect. All right, good. All right, let's focus back on the charts. Please, yes, please don't. It's trying, but bro, barely, bro. Not compared to NQ. Someone said David is sending low bar offers on marketplace. No, I'm literally not. I'm offering to pay for what the guy's asking for. I just need that thing right now. But he's left me on red. I don't know why. I literally said like, yo, I can go to you right now if you have the part. He's like, yeah, I got the part. I'm like, all right, can I go to you? Leaves me on red. Like, bro, please, bro. I need it by today, bro. All right, we're getting a little bit more selling pressure. We are approaching the entry. Oh, dude, ES is not dumping, bro. This thing is getting me really worried, guys, because ES and NQ wants lower. We know this. Like it's a known fact. We're NQ wants to go lower, right? Whether it goes lower or not, it wants to go lower. We can see it, right? We keep breaking candle lows. We're rejecting bearish buys, everything. But the thing is ES just does not want to go down. So the thing is, even if NQ gets like one little spike into the entry model, right, and we enter, if ES wants to go up just because it feels like it, it's gonna stop us out. Even though we did nothing wrong on the trade. So I need this to dump down below 567 before we take the entry, which we're probably going to get the entry before 567 anyways. But I at least want to see or be reassured that sellers are there on ES. Because look at this. Look, we're approaching the fair value gap. So I'm going to have to take this trade one way or the other. But because obviously the setup is there, I don't want to miss it. But it's just ES, bro. Okay, it's getting some more selling, but I'm worried, guys. Like if we get stopped out on this trade, I know for a fact it will be because of ES. So obviously just size a little bit lighter and just be a little bit more careful. But we are pushing the entry model, guys. So start hovering over the sell button, guys, and be ready for this trade. We are looking at NQ shorts passes inverse. Everything here is confirmed. We have somewhat of good selling pressure. Not the most aggressive. So this trade could take a little bit longer than usual, especially that we're approaching lunch hour. But as long as the whole model is bearish, no matter how long it takes, as long as we go lower, we're making money. All right, so that's what I mean. This is what I'm going to be looking for. All right, but let's see if we bounce from this fair value gap. Let's see if ES wants to go back up. If it does, I don't know what to say. But I'm just worried with this SMT divergence here. But let me just make sure everything is lined up good. So if we take this trade, the price targets, I will have two price targets, one being at 137.25 and the other one being at 87.75. Okay, perfect. Our stop loss will be placed at 314. Okie dokie. And ES is still holding bullish, bro. That's probably why we're bouncing right now. Because it's not the best green candle, but buyers are trying to step in just mainly because of ES, bro. It's holding bullish here. Now he uses alerts to create liquidity. I know, bro. Dude, I'm not trying to get into it, bro. I'm not trying to talk about it. Dave, are you leaning more towards shorts or longs? For now, shorts, just because the whole bias is bearish. I'm just worried that ES might push us higher. Let's see if we can get a candle flip. There it is. NQ hasn't flipped a candle yet, so that's a good sign. Yes, sellers might be stepping in. Can we break below 6-7 first before we get the entry? I needed like an impulse here. Right here, below this level. Right here. Yeah, ES is still holding buyers while NQ is holding sellers. Fuck, dude. I'm still going to take it with light size, like 5 contracts, but still, I'm worried about that. Worried about this. Because all it takes is one little pump from NQ, and I mean, from ES, and NQ reverses. Just because. So I would say that ES is the only reason why we could get stopped down in this trade. But we are approaching the entry model, guys. So start hovering over the sell button. Let's get ready for this. All right, guys. Let's get ready for this. Let's do this, baby. Yes, sir. I'll let you guys know if I'm in. I'm gonna keep an eye on the price. Let it impulse a little bit more to the downside to make sure sellers are somewhat there. And maybe just keep watching ES. Because you guys can see here, NQ inversing the fair value gap. It's trying to go lower and lower every time. But you guys see how sellers are so slow here? It's because ES is not letting them, bro. Too many buyers on ES. Or not too many, but just the SMT there. So I'm just scared of a fake out. Pretty much. I don't even care if I get a late entry. As long as ES is able to dump down and confirm that sellers are there with the bearish buys, I'm taking on NQ. But if not, I'm waiting. You see what I mean? Look, just like that. You see, and then look, you see how we're pumping up right here? Look at NQ. I mean, look at ES. Oh, to be fair, it's not doing much, but I'm not taking this trade unless ES gets an impulse. I don't care if I get a 10, 20, 30 point late entry. I don't care. I'm going to wait for ES to get the impulse. If it doesn't get it, even though NQ is dumping down, I'm not taking it. All right, guys, that's the only way I take this, guys. I'm not going to get stopped out of my own trade just because ES it just doesn't want to follow NQ, you know what I mean? So I don't care about the late entry. I just need this to dump here first before I take anything. It's just my reassurance, if that makes sense. So yeah, so far nothing yet, guys. Like I said, I was saying hover over the sell button, but we are looking kind of bouncing from this fair value gap. So if you want, you can not hover over the sell button anymore for now, unless we go back down. All right, but yeah, so far, guys, nothing yet, guys. I mean, we can still reverse back down. It's just we're getting somewhat of a pullback. And if you look at ES, and it's back at the highs. I mean, it's... to be honest, guys, as much as I would love to take shorts off this fair value gap projection and inverse, I think I feel more safe taking longs because once again, ES today, it's one of those days, we've all seen these days, right? Where all it wants to do is just go up no matter how overbought it is, no matter what the trend is, it just wants to go up, right? And that's probably going to be the case today, right? So if ES wants to continue going higher and higher, we might as well just take the inverse to the upside on NQ if we get near it, you know what I mean? But we'll see. I'm going to give the market a little bit more time. Maybe this is just a pullback before we seek lower, or maybe a view up retracement before we see lower. Hard to tell. I don't think shorts work because of the IPO. Once again, I don't know what IPO you're talking about. I did not hear about any IPO being released. Anyways, we're back down to green to red candle. What's ES doing? Oh, maybe a green to red as well on ES. Maybe some more sellers can step in here. Like I said, I don't care if I get a late entry. I literally don't care. I'm not entering until this dumps here. You guys can enter if you want. You know, if you don't care about it, if you care too much about a late entry, but I don't. I'm not taking it until everything's confirmed. Because yeah, we're right at the entry, bro. But I need this to dump. Literally 3 more points. Which 3 more points on ES is like 20 on NQ. So yeah, we are getting more selling pressure. Yes, what is it doing? Still holding green, dude. What the fuck is this? So far, nothing yet, guys. Just if you guys want to wait on my call, of course. So far, nothing yet for me. I'm not in yet. I want to enter. I'm dying to enter, but just being careful with this, dude. Even though ES is not moving, it's still holding NQ from going lower. Even though we know that NQ wants to go lower, as you can see from the momentum here. But yeah, just hover over the sell button, guys. I'll let you guys know once I'm in. Preferably, I would want one more impulse to the downside. Even if we get a late entry, that's fine. It will just confirm that the trade could work out in our favor. So you're paying the price for it, I guess. But so far, nothing yet. Just waiting for a nice weakness here. Okay, ES back red, NQ holding green. It's a good sign. But can we like impulse? Like, yeah, the candle's red, but like, can we go somewhere? Bending Spoons, Lime, and ITG IPO. No shot, those are for NQ, bro. I've never heard of those companies. What low did we see? We saw 28. Hover over the sell button, guys. I'm still hovering over it. I'll let you guys know once I'm in. I'm being very patient with this, bro. I don't want to mess up this trade. The sellers are trying to step in on yes, but it's like buyers are still somewhat there. I'm sure we get buyer exhaustion soon. Because, I mean, dude, once again, buyers. It's slowed down here. So it's a matter of time until sellers gain control. But we need them below 567 before anything. So yeah, guys, once again, patience, guys. Patience. Don't rush this. All right, we're still waiting on the entry. I'm just not. I'm scared of getting faked out, especially with such weak volume today or right now at the moment. I know this trade could work out. I just need the confirmations. That's what I'm waiting on. That's why I'm not in yet, even though we've already inversed the fair value gap. So let's see. Maybe the next 15-minute candle could do something. But yeah, I'm still waiting, guys. I'm not rushing this until we get an impulse. No impulse, no trade. Simple. No impulse, no trade. But hopefully you guys are, even if we don't get a trade off this setup here, hopefully you guys are understanding and learning how we can use ES as an SMT to take advantage, to know what's gonna happen. Even though, like, for example, if we never looked at ES and we were looking at NQ, we would have been like, oh yeah, dude, this setup it's a no-brainer, right? And then we'll be confused why NQ is bouncing up right now, right? But now that we're mixing the SMT with ES, we know exactly what's happening. ES is still bullish, right? So although, yes, NQ is bearish, we can't take it until ES goes bearish. Why? Because ES is the one that's leading the markets today, right? So no matter how bearish you are on NQ, if ES feels like going up, it's gonna lead NQ to go up because ES is the leading index for today's market, right? And that's exactly why you're seeing a big bounce here, even though we inverse the fair value gap, right? Which, by the way, we're not in yet. All right, guys. Like I said, we're being patient with this entry. We can still go down and all that good stuff, but nothing yet, guys. All right. But look at this. If you look at ES, what is it doing? What are we basing our buys from? 7,567.75, right? This high up here, right? But if you look here, we're still holding above this level of liquidity. Although NQ is holding below it, we're still holding above it right here. So we need some sort of selling. We don't even need to hold below it. We just need some confirmation that sellers are stepping in to the point where we can anticipate that we're going to break below 567 for that bearish bias. Because once again, we also don't want to wait all day while NQ is inversing this fair value gap for ES to hold below this. You know what I mean? Let me see. It literally says it's under NASDAQ on trading 212. All three of them. Well, it's. Are you sure it's not the New York Stock Exchange that you're misunderstanding? Because when an IPO launches, especially one like SpaceX, which by the way, let me see how SpaceX is doing. Okay, it's whatever. Yeah, like an IPO like SpaceX, it's not listed onto the Nasdaq for a certain amount of days. I believe it's 15 days. So even if an IPO drops, especially like companies that no one has ever heard about, like what is it called, Bending Spoons, Lime, and ITG, like I don't really think that's gonna affect the markets. I'm not saying anything you're saying. Oh wait, what up? I'm not gonna okay. But yeah, if that makes sense, they're not going to be listed for the next 15 days anyway. So even if they do drop and they're like the most volatile stock in the world, which they're probably not going to be, because not many people know about these companies anyways, it's probably not going to affect the markets. You know what I mean? All right, new 15-minute candle. Let's see if we can dump here. Please, just dump so I can get off. I'm tired of looking at the charts, guys. It's already 12, bro. I was planning on getting off at like 11, 11:30, and it's already 12. And we are trying to freaking get a trade with no volume, bro. Come on now, bro. Just dump ES, bro. That's all I need. And one thing I will say, guys, is if we take this trade, it will be a very slow trade. Obviously, as we can all see from the price at the moment, not the most volatile price, 36, 40 points, whatever, nothing crazy. So price isn't crazy, but as long as everything is bearish and the momentum is bearish, we can just hold this pretty much all day for lower. It's just we need this to correlate with, with NQ. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it's trying to seek higher when NQ is trying to seek lower. Like, what is this, bro? David, I answered on an impulse. What was my mistake? Are we looking at the same chart? I did not see an impulse. Because I'm waiting for the I'm waiting for the impulse too, bro. I didn't see anything. I mean, yeah, we broke below the fair value gap, but like very slowly, like barely broke below it, dude. I mean, look at it. Like there's no impulse here. So yeah, like, and we're also waiting on ES to break below this bias or this level of liquidity for the bias. So still, I mean, I'm not sure what you saw there. But yeah, like I said, I'm waiting for the impulse. I didn't see it. I don't know what you saw. But yeah. Is a new website out? No, we're gonna delay it until Monday. We were gonna release it today, but we still need a few more things to work on. So yeah, so it's just fully secure and everything. We got to work on that first, and then we'll release it. So Monday, it should be ready by Monday. We should be done with it by today or tomorrow, maybe Friday. And then I guess Monday, since the markets are open, we'll just release it by then. All right, guys. David, how do you know what's a real impulse? I keep getting clapped. Well, the thing is, an impulse is just a spike in the market. Dude, the market is barely even moving 30 points. So I don't know what impulse you guys are seeing. Can you make the market dump so I can... Bro, me too, bro. Literally. Dude, what a boring market today, bro. And yesterday too, bro. So far, guys, no trades yet, man. I'm trying to get something for you guys, but I haven't really found anything. And then the setups that we have, we have an SMT, and then ES trying to go up. ES is about to break the high of day again. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dude, like, what is this, bro? The volume is slow. It's... man. I just don't want to tell you guys stay cash again. If I have to, I will, but, I'm trying to get you guys a trade. You know what I mean? We've only taken technically 2 trades this week, which one was a loss and one was a pretty big win for 200 points, which is something. But we gotta keep it grooving. You know what I mean? Like we gotta get more trades. You know what I mean? So yeah, can we just dump or show overbought? Well, we're definitely not overbought on NQ, but we definitely are overbought on ES. But it definitely is looking like one of those days where no matter how overbought we are, it's gonna keep going up. You know what I mean? It's one of those days. It's like NQ yesterday. Look, yesterday we pumped up, overbought. We labeled NQ overbought here. We got more overbought, more overbought, more overbought, and more overbought. So yeah, we're overbought until we're not. You know what I mean? So there's no way in predicting when it's gonna change. But we are getting a green to red candle flip again, so maybe this time we could do something. Please, 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 please. What is ES doing? Still holding green, bro. Oh my gosh. Can we at least get like a 5-minute green to red? At least. Because NQ wants lower. Like, we know it, guys. It's like, we can see it. You know what I mean? It keeps getting green to red flips. It's the only reason we can't go lower is because ES is holding us down. And the thing is, ES is not even pumping. It's just sitting there. You know what I mean? Let's see. If anything, I guess we can just take a trade off like the candle break here on the 15-minute. Let's see. We're getting... And I'm also worried a little bit with the selling pressure. I mean, with the volume. It's not the strongest. So this trade will definitely take some time. So we're probably going to be on street for like another hour or so if we take this. Which I'm not trying to do, but if I have to do it, I have to do it. You know what I mean? Not every day will be quick. You know what I mean? It's what we signed up for. But yeah, guys. For now, we are below the inverse, so start hovering over the sell button. Let's see if we can catch something here. Yes, it's holding semi-red. It's kind of just sitting there. The best thing we could do is maybe get an S&T flip. Those are pretty common. But with the lack of volume, I kind of doubt it's going to happen. But yeah, for now, guys, just start hovering over the sell button. Let's see if we can catch something soon. Once again, we are below the inverse. So, yeah. Worst case, we just enter off the candle break. I guess that's good enough to enter. Because I am really bearish. And I do want lower, but... So far, nothing yet. We're staying very patient with this, guys. Very, very patient. Today's market is definitely testing our patience. That's for sure. Hopefully, you guys are learning a thing or two about SMTs or patience or discipline. You know what I mean? Because we're really holding. Bro, I'm like, my finger's sweating, bro. It's like I want to click the sell button, but I can't, bro. I can't until I get an impulse into the downside. I'm not forcing this out. No matter how much I feel, no matter how much I think, no matter how much I hope for lower, I'm not taking it until I see what I like. And if we have to stay cash, so be it. You know what I mean? If you guys don't like it, that's what trading is. You know what I mean? That's what you signed up for. I mean, not every day will be a trading day. But yeah. Let's see if we can get another green to red flip here. Bro. All right, let's see. And once again, guys, I'm still open to taking longs off this inverse up here. I'm not against it. The fair value cap is still there. Although we did reject off the top. We kind of like left a little space. We can still take the inverse there, but we need more buying pressure, which we don't really have. Because the market is so slow. I mean, we can't be mad that the market is slow. We know that the market is slow because it's lunch hour. I mean, it's lunchtime until 1. But yeah. Yeah, I'm about to get off, bro. Oh gosh, dude. Even if this trade works out, bro, I don't even know if I want to take it anymore. Like, oh my gosh, dude, this thing is so slow, bro. Just go down, bro. Like, I'm literally going crazy, bro. Literally rage bait, bro. Oh my goodness, dude. 10 out of 10 rage bait, bro. And the thing is, you know what's the worst part, guys? That the longer we take that we don't get the selling pressure, the more... Sorry, guys. I just got distracted, bro. My girlfriend's playing TikToks in the back, and I hear tiki, 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 too from the background, bro. Sorry for that. Anyways, the longer we take from the setup, bro, like, we already inversed it. So if we don't go down in the next few minutes, the setup is pretty much technically invalid, bro. Asia? Dude, no. Asia hasn't even been moving. Asia's even worse than what we have now, bro. Come on, dude. Just sell. And once again, we know that NQ wants lower. We could see it on all these wicks. Rejection, 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 green to red, in 3, 2, 1, just like that. And you look at yes, and it's at the highs. Like, how does that make sense? I will at least wait for a candle break, and then I'll probably take it. But even then, the volume sucks. All right, see if we can get an impulse here. The candle's red. Hover over the sell button, guys. Again, for like the 5th time. See if we can get an impulse here. This candle definitely looks a little bit more aggressive than the rest, unless it flips back green. If it does, then here it is. Nothing still on ES. Can we see lower here, though? Is a real question. On NQ. Because we can always get an SMT flip as well. That's not impossible, but the lack of volume is impossible, it seems like. Yeah, guys, hover over the sell button. There's the impulse. Can we hold it? Wait. Don't enter yet. Can we hold below 228? Because that was the previous candle low. Give it a second, guys. Don't rush it. Hold on. It was an impulse for a split second. And the candle's back green. Yeah, guys, I'm getting off this shit, bro. Dude, what is this market, bro? Dude, guys, I'm literally going crazy, bro. You can hear it in my voice, bro. What is this, bro? And guess what? You guys want to see the best part? Guess what? Look, we got the impulse. We didn't answer, right? We got the impulse on NQ for a split second. Look at ES. Nothing. Oh my gosh, dude. Bro, I'm about to get off the markets, dude. I might just stay cash. I don't want to stay cash, but I have to, bro. Maybe until later, because oh my goodness, this market is so garbage, bro. Like, what am I trading, bro? Like, what is this? We get the impulse, we get the break, we're inversing the fair value gap, we're bearish, and then you get the impulse and then instantly green. Just you blink once and it's green. Thankfully, we didn't enter because the impulse didn't hold for like barely a second. You know what I mean? But still, like, damn, bro. I'm about to get off, guys, bro. Like, deadass, I'm about to get off, bro. Trade Asia? No, I don't think you guys understand, bro. Asia is terrible. Asia has not been moving all week either. It was moving good last week, but not this week. It's not the same volume. Get off? Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm getting off before I force some shit out, and I'm gonna regret it and hate myself. Yeah, bro, guys, I'm getting off, bro. I'm not trading this market, dude. Look, I'm not saying I'm gonna stay cash before you guys get mad and cancel the premium and say, "Oh, David sucks as a trader." I'm not saying I'm gonna stay cash. I'm gonna come back later if the market improves, if the volume improves. If it doesn't, I'm saying cash. I don't care. I don't care what you guys think. If you guys want to leave. You know what I mean? Not like that either. But you get what I'm saying, though. You know what I mean? But damn, bro, 2 days no trades this morning, bro. Damn, bro. No trades anywhere, bro. No setups. These setups, they're not good. Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah, guys, I'm getting off, bro. I'm not trading this shit. Even if the setup works out, look. If it works out, look, I'll give myself like a little clap on the back. You know what I mean? You know, a little clap on the shoulder. You know, you're right on the bias, whatever. But I'm not trading this shit, bro. Nah, no. I don't trade this market. I don't. I really don't. I'm not gonna break my rules. I'm getting off. I'll see you guys later, bro. You guys get off. You guys get off the charts. I'll let you guys know if this is set up. If you don't hear from me, stay cash. All right, guys. I'm gonna sit on the charts. I'm gonna go get some fresh air. Go eat some food. It's already lunchtime. It's 12. Now get back on the charts. If we pump up, I'll let you guys know if we take longs. Okay. For now, stay cash. All right, we're not trading this shit. We don't trade this. Okay, we do not trade this. All right, guys, get off. I don't care if the setup works. It's not tradable volume. All right, get off. I'll see you guys later. All right, peace, guys. Peace.